In the year 2002, I was no-knock raided by the Chief of Police, Michael Moore, of LAPD with an entire SWAT team twice in the same month. Since that date, I began studying the history of America and constitutional law. I am an autodidactic constitutional law scholar. Over the past couple years, what I've done is I've been able to devise a system, understanding that the police have created a very rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols that they use to arrest you. I've also created a very rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols for you to follow that gives you back the power when you're forced to interact with these jackboot thug. It has become a tyrannical jackboot thug police state, prison state, death state. I will win the governorship and I will change the policies from the top down.
Hi, I'm Corporal William with the Talking County Sheriff's Office. The reason I pulled you over is you don't have any taillights on.
So cops got me pulled over. First thing I'm going to do when I start recording is I'm going to put this hand right here. You see that? You see how that works? This hand is now up in the air. My camera is going to bright up the sky. So if it's nighttime, then the coppers can see that the camera is in my hand. You can see that my hand is here. The other hand goes up into the window. I'm in touchdown position right here. My hands look like they're a goalpost. This hand is actually, I took my little miniature armrest right here. I put it up right here. Bam. This is how I use my trifold. If anything happens to me, I'm all set right here. Okay, now that I got this like this, my camera's rolling. Most important thing. Second thing, my elbow goes in the windowsill right there. Do you see that? My elbow goes in the windowsill right there. There it is, right there. Now, with this hand up in the air and this hand up in the windowsill right here, I'm all set. I'm all set. The most I'm going to do is take the same hand right here, reach down and slightly roll my window down just a scooch. I'm all set up. I'm in touchdown position. This hand is rolling camera. This hand is up here so that I can reach up and grab my trifold and my proof of identification and my license. Everything is up in my visor. When that copper comes up to my window and he says, "Do you know why I pulled you over? Do you know how fast you were going? How come you didn't pull over right away?" If he says, "Hey, can I get your license, registration, and proof of insurance?" Great, because this hand is not going to have a camera in it. The one that I got my hand in now, my camera's in this hand over here. I'm in touchdown position, just like a goalpost. Now from right here, I'm going to reach over and I'm going to, with the same hand that this phone's in, I'm going to reach over and grab my license, registration, and proof of insurance that is in my trifold right here. It's inside my trifold. Here's my license, registration, and proof of insurance right there. I got everything right there. See how that works? I'm just going to slide that bad chicken out. There's everything I have to provide by law right there. License, registration, proof of insurance. I have everything right next to my trifold. Now, no matter what he says from there, I don't care what he says. How fast were you going? Are you going to your grandma's house? Are you the big bad wolf? No matter what he says, I'm not going to answer any of his questions. I take my license, registration, proof of insurance that will be in my left hand, and I give it to him. You got it on video?
Not your actual.
No, that's not that, but that's got my DL number right on the top.
Okay.
D1940.
So you have your actual driver's license?
Well, I mean, that is an actual photocopy of my driver's license, a laser copy. Actually, if I take the rest of the tape off there, it looks prettier than my actual driver's license. There you go. I don't want to deal with he didn't identify himself. He didn't have his registration. He didn't have his current ID. He didn't have his current insurance card. No. I have everything ready to go. It's right here with the same hand right here. I'm going to take it like this, and I'm just going to slip my information right out the cracked window for that jackboot thug pig. Put it in the comment section. JBTP, jackboot thug pig. Put it in the comment section. I don't have a back and forth with the pig. I don't do that. I do not have a back and forth with that pig. Where are you going? Where are you heading? All that? No. I'm not going to answer any questions. I'm not even going to entertain it. Not going to nod. Nothing. I'm going to give him my license, registration, proof of insurance. I'm just going to slip it right there. That's how it's going to work. Here's my license, my registration, and my proof of insurance. Here's the insurance. Here's the rental car agreement. And my driver's license is right here. If you're poor and white or black or brown, don't reach around because you could die. It's a real thing. It's a reality here. So now I'm not going to get myself killed because I didn't follow a very rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols. I'm recording everything with my phone from over here. Everything's being recorded. You see that? The phone is facing me, so my head is the most important thing. Now, once I've given him my license, registration, proof of insurance, I'm filming everything. He asked me where I'm going. I say I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.
Okay.
If you ask me another question, you're violating my rights, and I'll file a lawsuit against you. Write your ticket, do what you're going to do, but don't harass me any further.
Your Honor, I'm showing him on camera that I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Piggy loses qualified immunity for questioning me. Say it with me. Piggy loses qualified immunity for questioning me. This is how it goes. This is the way it is. Now, if he says, where are you going? Where are you coming from? Do you have a firearm in the car? I'm then going to take my trifold and point at it, and I'm going to go down the list of questions. Don't ask me where I'm going. Don't ask me where I've been. Don't ask me what my favorite color is. Don't ask me if I have a firearm. Don't ask me if I've been drinking. It says everything right there on your freaking trifold. You don't have to answer any questions. He says, where are you coming from? And I say, Your Honor, I have shown the pig at the window that I clearly have identified that I've invoked my Fifth Amendment, and he already asked me where I'm going. He's violated my Fifth Amendment right. I'm showing him on video. It's on the literature. Your Honor, this is for my federal civil rights lawsuit. If I was you, pig, I would just go write your ticket. That's what I would do if I was you, pig.
Get the hell out of my face. There's everything you need. Go on.
That's what I would. If I was you, piggy, I would go and write your ticket. This is how it works. This is how you use your trifold completely. This is the way you do it. There's no other way that I've taught. This is how you do it. Phone goes here. Elbow goes here. Trifold, identification, everything is up in the visor here. I'm ready to go. These bootlicking troll channels, they sat down and they did the math one time and they said, well, Chille, if he sells 20 trifolds in a day, that's some pretty good money. Why would he live so poor? Why wouldn't he spend some money? Why wouldn't he go and do some things? Well, you jack off nobody. It's because I have a mission. There's a purpose here. My purpose is to get a trifold in every single car in America. The mission is to get the Fifth Amendment cop cards in everybody's wallet. The yellow and blue cards only come out when there's a pig in front of you. That's when the yellow and blue cards come out. You don't pull the yellow and blue cards out until there's a pig in front of you. You memorize the cards so you know it backwards and forward. But this is how you do it. This is how you do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the new redesigned Fifth Amendment cop card. Now, the driver card is in blue and the non-driver card is in yellow. Now, they're easily color-coded, so you know driving is blue, non-driving is yellow. You have to have a pair of Fifth Amendment cop cards in your wallet at all times. If you carry your credit cards in your phone, it's the exact same size as your Visa, as your driver's license. And these cards, they're made out of the exact same material as a hotel key, your Visa card, your driver's license. They don't destroy. It won't melt in your wallet. You need to have a Fifth Amendment driver and non-driver cop card in your wallet. These are the best gift you'll ever give anybody. Thanks. My name is ChilleDeCastro, and I am Delete Laws. Welcome to another rendition of Delete Laws. My name is ChilleDeCastro. I will be your host. As you guys know, I just got out of the dungeon. I was just locked up for 114 days in the Clark County Detention Center. And what I wanted to do was kind of show you guys a little bit about what I went through so that you could kind of understand why I'm still a little bit off, you know. Forgive me, but I'm tired. I'm sleeping quite a bit right now and I'm just a little off, but I want to say thank you guys for coming. Everybody do me a favor, hit the like button. Take your finger, reach right down there to that thumbs up button right there and hit the like button. Push it. Just do me a favor, just push the like button. And then if you would please, as SWE Observer already has done, if you will please put in the chat, OTVO, overturn Terry versus Ohio. As you know, that dirty copper, Brandon Bork, he got on the stand and said he was in fear for his life. And that was the reason why I was obstructing. It was overturned on appeal. We won that appeal. But
I want you to understand something. The whole idea of an officer being scared for his life, that comes from the Supreme Court case called Terry versus Ohio in 1968, where officer safety became more important than our rights. So I found a couple pictures. Now, this isn't the best picture, but it's kind of. And so this was let me see what you guys can see. Let me open it big for you guys so you can see it. So this is the cell and they put you in a tiny cell that's 6 foot by 10 foot. You get a little tiny. So this would be a really big and nice cell. See that one is the cell that I was put in. This is more like what I was in. A total disgusting. Yeah. But there was no bunk beds. They were built into the wall. So like, this is the idea of something you see. So, but this is wood. Like, I wish you guys could see this. You can, but that matting right there, it's just a tiny little piece of plastic. It's wood, and it's really, really painful. This little pad that they put on here, that is not. And see, this would be a sink, and there was no sinks where I was. It was not a sink situation. It looked more like this without the. Let me see. Yeah, you see that? You see these tiny little windows up here, but you got one in the one that I was in. You got one out of the two. And it was, I mean, these pictures even make it look nicer. That's more of an honest depiction, but these were stacked on top of each other, and the ceiling was 7 feet. The ceiling is 7 feet above your head. See, like, look at this window. It makes it look like it's got cool lighting or something. It was absolute and total hell. Like this is more like it right here. This is more this. So this is a lot of area space right here. This is maybe 10 by 10. The one I was in was 5 by 10, and then 6.5 feet by 10 feet at the widest. These right here went along the back wall, and that window was turned sideways. And that was the hole that I was put inside of. It was absolutely horrifically bad. So the way it works is the guard would wake you up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And that was just the way it was, is you would be woke up at, sometimes they'd wake you up at like 2:45. They'd wake you up at 2:45 or so. And what they would do is they would walk around, and they would have a clipboard, and on the clipboard, it would have all of your faces on it. And so they would walk around and say, "Hey, I need to have you wake up to look at your face." I swear to God, they would wake you up at 2:45 in the morning and say, "Hey, I need to see your face because I need to make sure that you're you." Well, here's the really funny part about that. So if you take a look at this jail layout right here, as you can see, when they would wake you up at 2:30 in the morning, and let me just get it so you guys can see it really, really well. BZ Watchdog in the house. Thanks for coming, BZ. So let me get rid of you, and let me get rid of me real quick here so I can show you guys this. Give me a number 6 in the chat if you can see my cursor. Can you guys see my cursor? Give me a number 6 in the chat if you can see my cursor. So here's where the jail guard is. If you can see that, let me come back over and see. Give me a number 6 in the chat if you guys can see that. Good to see everybody. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. Okay, cool. So you can see the cursor. Great. So the jail guard would come from right here. Now remember these row numbers. The closest row to the guard is row 1. So all these people are in this row, in row 1. So at 3 a.m. they'll see it says 3 a.m. down here. Little 2:45. The jail guard will leave this little area right here, walk over here, and he'll come and wake everybody up if he feels like he needs to wake you up to look at your face. Then he'll go down row 2 and he'll wake some of these guys up to look at their face, row 3, and then up row 4. And these are bunk beds over here. And then he'll walk back over here. These are the urinals or the bathroom. These are the bathroom toilets behind this wall right here. And there was a little 4-foot dividing wall between each one of them, but you could see each other. And then these are the sinks that you can barely see over here. So then from 3 to 3:30 a.m., you would get served breakfast. So at 3 a.m. they would serve breakfast, and and you would start to eat at 3 o'clock in the morning, which is why my sleep schedule is so messed up, because I slept all day today. I slept from last night at 11 p.m. until like 4 o'clock this afternoon, just not realizing how actually tired I am. It's just so crazy how tired I physically am. But then right here, let me show you what happened. Then this would happen. And then from 3:30 a.m. to 7 a.m., you were locked back down to this bed right here. It was really horrific. Then from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., you could sit in these tables right here, or you could go out this door and go outside. So I'm showing you this because, there's a very rigid schedule, 9 to 9:30. You eat lunch. Lunch is served at 9 a.m., done by 9:30. And so you guys can see where the jail stand is, where the guard is, right? So that jail guard, if you want to hear the story about what it's like, it's the guy who comes into the room every 12 hours. A new guy comes in, they switch. Sometimes the guy will come in for 4 hours, another one will come in for 8, or someone will come in for 8, someone will come in for 4 as they're splitting up their shifts. But these guys are making $4,000 a week. So they're making almost $1,000 a day to come in and act like these glorified babysitters. And so they'll come inside the room and they'll go to this guard stand right here. And at 3 o'clock in the morning, you find out real quick what the guard's going to be like, because the guard will start screaming, "Med Pass 245. If you need meds, get in line now for Med Pass." And it's 2:45 in the morning. Most of the room is asleep. I'm up studying. I stayed awake all night long studying Supreme Court justices, presidents, states, and I just memorized a bunch of stuff that you guys will see coming up. And so then the guard at 3 o'clock in the morning, then he'll yell. Now, this is where you determine if you got a real piece of work on your hands or not, because at 3 a.m., breakfast is served. Sometimes 3:30, sometimes 3:45, sometimes as late as 4. But that 3 a.m. Number right there on the bottom of the screen. Now, some of the guards you're allowed to stay in your bed and sleep, which most of the time I stayed in my bunk most of the time. And I just researched and read, and that's all I did was read these textbooks that were sent to me from you nice people and from Clarkson and another friend. And so the guard would determine if you had to get out of bed or not, if you had to get out of bed. And then you'd go back to your bed. And then again, at 3:30 to 7, you'd have to go back to your bed. And then from 7 to 9, you could sit in your bed. But here was the next part that would happen. At 7 to 9 a.m., you're getting free time, where you're allowed to go to those cafeteria tables that you can see right here. I just did a crude design here. Or you're allowed to go out into this rec area over here, and you might be out there for 30 minutes, maybe an hour, depending on. So remember, when the med pass comes in this little area over here, this is called the Sally Port. When the woman with the meds comes, so there's 2 locking doors, and these are magnetic locking doors. It says on there, don't get caught between the doors when they're closing. It's a magnetic locking door. These ones right here. This little Sally Port right here has magnetic locking doors. You can see it. So here's the thing. If the doors are magnetic locking, and we are indeed, in fact, locked into this room, and you see this gray barrier going around here? You cannot get out of these walls right here. Now, this is a window here, window here, window here, but you can't get out. There's no getting out. You cannot escape. It is impossible for you to escape. Escape is futile. So with that being said, so they'll still come around and they'll search your bunk from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. So there'll be a guy who'll go to each one of these beds, rip your bedding up, rip through your stuff. Now, after a while, some of the guards, not all of them, but some of them started to realize all he does is research and read law. And that's all I did, was just research. That's all I did. So some of them actually ended up really kind of calming down and not being such an asshole. Some of them, with me anyway, they calmed, and there was a couple guards in there who really targeted me to try to be, because, remember, whether I like it or not, I'm pretty known across the country. No matter where I go, people know who I am, and including in that jail, which was a lot of those guards. So a couple of them wanted to target me so they could say that they locked me down to my bed, or they were the one that put me in the hole, or whatever they wanted to do. But there was a couple that definitely targeted me, said they knew who I was and were on me like white on rice. Like,
you may have to ask. So I was locked down to my bed. I'll show you guys this. I was locked down to my bed at one point because, just so you know, this was my bed right here, and this was my bookshelf where I would do my little studying right here. And at this library, you have when I say a library, when you see the term library, you think, oh, there's a library of books. No. Just imagine a very basic 2-level bookshelf. I think there's 3 levels of the bookshelf. And on that bookshelf is just dog shit books. I mean, Atlas Shrugged was on there, and I started to read Atlas Shrugged, but then I had someone send it to me, and I got the whole book and I read it. But on that little library thing right there is a dated dictionary. Name some authors. There's just a few authors in there and so one time I got up and I went to this library to go get a dictionary from here to here. So do you see how far away that is? It's about 4 feet. It's about 4 feet. And I got up from here and I went to the library to get a dictionary because I was reading a book and I needed to look up a word. And at that time, it wasn't free time. You see, free time is from 7 to 9. And if you're in the minimum 11 to 3, or if you're in medium, it's 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., meaning you have this much time to get your shower, your cleaning, wash your clothes if you need to wash them, make trades for food, any kind of phone calls you're going to make. So it's horrible treatment, the way you're being treated. Like the policies and procedures are horrifically terrible for you. They're horrible. You don't have enough time in 2 hours to take a shower, have any kind of leisure time socially, make any amount of phone calls. 2 hours, you have to wait in line for the phone. You have to wait in line for the shower. So if you want to take a shower and make a phone call during your 2-hour free time in the medium security, you're not going to have enough time to do both. You'll get to make 1 phone call, maybe 2. You'll get to maybe get in the shower, and then your free time is over. Which, here, just for the Clark County Detention Center geniuses, let me help you guys out here a little bit, okay? So so right here, the showers are right here, where you see where my cursor is. Here's the end of the bathrooms, and then here's the beginning of the guard thing. If you could magically fall back here, then you would see that that's where the showers are. So for the genius policymakers over there at the Clark County Detention Center, just imagine this. Whoa, mind-blowing. How about this? Ready for this? For you absolute extraordinary people who are so smart over there, if there's only 2 showers in the room, which there are right back here, behind the red and white line here, behind the 214, just go straight back. There's only 2 showers, but there's 4 rows. You could do this row right here. Here's a shocker for you, from 9 a.m. to noon. Then you could do this row from noon to 3 p.m. Then you could do this row from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Then you could have this row go from 6 p.m. until 10 o'clock because there's more people on the 4th row. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Basic mathematics. Could you even imagine? You don't have to force people to try to fight to get a shower in a little 2-hour block, and that would cause less consternation between the inmates, less consternation for the guard. It would make it a much more free-flowing system so that it worked with the wacky, weird-ass culture you've created in this dungeon system. Could you just imagine that? Could you only imagine if you just scheduled the showers and you didn't have to do them all at the same time on the same day? You could do row 1 from 9 a.m. to noon on Monday. Row 1 goes noon to 3 p.m. on Tuesday. Row 1 goes 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Wednesday. Are you getting what I'm putting down here, Brown? Are you following me? Pretty simple. So now when you jump forward, 2 to 2:30 is lunch. And this is, you see where the lunch is. So these cafeteria tables right here, this is where you're going to eat lunch or dinner. I'm sorry. 2 to 2:30 is it should be 3 to 3:30. I think I made a clerical error there. I did. It's 3 to 3:30. Breakfast is at 3, lunch is at 9, and then dinner's at 3 p.m. again. So it should stay 3 to 3:30. I told you I'm a little bit off. Like as you can see, my face is still puffy. I'm still a little bit off. You know, I'll get back. It'll just take me a week or 2 to get back. But then from 3 to 3:30, you have lunch. And now right here, you'll sit at these tables and they call you up by row 1 and you go this way. Row 2 all goes out the back, walks around and goes this way. Row 3 all goes out the back and goes around this way. Row 4 goes all around the back and goes around this way. But here's the weird thing. When you're in row 1, there's also another table right here. You have to sit at each seat as it comes up. You can't sit where you want. There was one guard who ended up being a real piece of shit who will be listed in my lawsuit against Clark County Detention Center. But you have to sit in each chair as it appears. You can't just sit where you want. It's bad enough that you have to sit in a metal bed all day long and live in this little tiny bed. And then there's someone 2 feet on this side of you, 2 feet. So, I mean, when you take a real good look at this graphic that I created, you can see that when you're in a bunk, so my bed was here, but I had a bunkmate here, a bunkmate here, a bunkmate here, a bunkmate here. You can't walk 2 people. This little aisleway right here, this is not wide enough for 2 people to cross each other. If 2 people are walking down this hallway, one has to step inside of the bunks so the other one can pass. I made this too wide. This is a 1-person walkway. If you're overweight, it's definitely your body might be hitting on the little metal barriers at the bottom of the beds. So this is a 1-person walkway. So when my bunk was right here, I had bunkmates here, 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 here. Everybody's within 2 feet of you. You can reach right over and and it's crazy. It's absolutely, I mean, it's just so ridiculously insane. It's so ridiculously. Okay, let me see. Okay, got it. Thanks, Brian. So Brian said, "You don't know me. I'm retired, both USN, EOD, and federal. I said prayers for you, Chille. I sent Judge Zimmerman a respectful email about reversing her decision about the trial. We need to do better in a civilized country. God bless. We never pull guard." Thank you for doing that. A lot of you guys did these amazing things for me. It's just Donnell Brown. She's one of those people who consistently kept up with me, and I would see, support from her. April Rain, always just like so many of you guys in here. It's just, BZ Watchdog and all the work he did. He called the district attorney's office and he called everything. It's like, it's just such a trip. So I don't want to cry. So when I go into gratitude, I start to get real tearful, and I don't want to cry right now because I've been sleeping for like 20 hours straight. And if I get into it, I'll start to cry for sure. It's definitely humbling, needing other people's help. It's definitely humbling for sure. There's no other way to really put it in perspective other than for you guys to really understand that I'm nothing but grateful for all of y'all who did these amazing things. So I wanted to talk just a little bit about what the guard does. And this is what I wanted to get into today. I wanted to talk about this. So down here is the jail guard. It's a little wall on an angle, just like that. It's just got a little tiny little angle. There's a chair behind it and a computer. And right here where my cursor is, there's a TV that hangs down from the ceiling. I didn't put it there. There's another TV that hangs down from the ceiling right here. And the TVs, you think the TVs face the beds? You'd be wrong. The TVs face the cafeteria tables and the jail guard. That's what they do. And then at nighttime from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., the second shift, the guard watches TV through the night and clicks through the channels and tell you to shut up so you can watch TV. I mean, I kept notes of all the guards who did it. So there will be some sort of reckoning with the stuff I'm going to publish, but we'll see about that. So then from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., this guard comes in, and this is the worst part of it. This is the actual worst part of it. Because when that guard comes in at 6 a.m., he may come in and want to show his authority and start ordering people around by screaming. There was a guard with all the names will come out in my book. All the guards will come out. Their names will come out in the book. I'm just gonna, because right now I'm working with a few of those guards, and they're giving me information that I don't have without them. And so I don't want to put a whole blanket over all of those guards, because there is a few who are in touch with me now that we're working on a book, and more can come. I'll have more people come in and be a part of the book. And I'm giving 100% of the proceeds from the book I'm writing on Clark County Detention Center to the guards who are involved with me. I'm not keeping a dime from the book, not a single dime. Every single penny goes to the guards who are working with me on the book, because I appreciate your help. And that's why I'm not saying all guards are assholes, because there was a few who were not assholes. There was a few who were not. I understand I was locked in a dungeon, and that Helsinki syndrome is real, where you start to empathize with the people who are guarding you, that they have to have obligations to the people above them. And you have this kind of strange thing. But at the same time, there are guards who I'm working with right now, who I'm texting with and talking with right now. And so I don't want to paint them all with a broad brush, because there was a couple guys in there who were really cool to me. There's a guard I'm working with who I only met for 5 minutes. We met for 5 minutes one day in passing when I was being moved around from place to place to place. And I said, hey man, you're a really cool guy. Let me give you my contact information. If you're interested, I'm doing a book when I get out of here, and I just need your insight. I'll never reveal who you are, but I need your insight. And he was like, I'm down for that. So I met him for 5 minutes, and now he's actively giving me information about Clark County Detention Center, the stuff that needs to be exposed, and all I can do is just be honest and just share what really happened inside that dungeon, and what happens day in and day out, day in and day out. I talked to a guy today who told me that when they transferred him out of the minimum security into a new housing, they put him in one of those 6 by 10 foot cells, and they didn't give him a book or a pencil or any way to read anything. They put him in one of these deals right here. And that's besides it being a bunk bed, that's actually what it looked like. See how filthy the walls are and the floor is. This is what that 6 foot by 10 foot cell looked like. It looked like that. Now, it didn't have a bunk bed post because the beds were built into the wall and it was just a solid piece of wood. But that's the same level of, the only difference between this one though is that this one here, do you see it? It's got the sink and the toilet separated right here. You see how the sink and the toilet are separated? Up there. You see this, how the sink is over here and the toilet's here? Nope. Not the one I was in. In the one that I was in, the sink went right on the back of the toilet. And you push the button and the water would just dribble out. You would have to suck on the metal. You'd have to put your mouth. Or if you push both of them, you could get a little bit of an arc and get your cup under there to drink the tap water from the city. And that's how I was treated. That's the way I was treated. And then you see the food on the floor. I'm not sure if you can see it. So that's real similar, just other than the beds. See this right here? They would put your food on the floor just like that in a tray. And then they wouldn't give you an actual spoon. They would give you a cardboard spoon. They'd give you something like this, and then it would have some creases on it so you could fold it up, and then you ate your food like that. You ate your food on a cardboard spoon like this. That's how they treated me, as though I should be treated that way, like I should be treated in that kind of way. Well, we have to do it for safety. You set up a system based on punishing black people for being blacks, for being free, and you set up a system to punish them for simply the color of their skin. And that ideology never left the jail. You're being punished because you're coming in here. And a lot of guards would even say, remember I told you, don't laugh out loud like you're at a birthday party. They would say, this is jail. It's not supposed to be fun. You're being punished. Well, like I said, I had to forgive the people who put me in the jail, because you can't walk around with that kind of negative energy. But if you have the idea that you're punishing somebody all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you're not going to make that person better. You're going to make them worse. You're going to make them far, far worse. It's just unbelievable to me. It's just so unbelievable to me. So yeah, it's got me going through what I'm going through for sure, because it's going to take me a little while to be normal again, just to get my body weight down. And then, so just so you know, right, you think that you're going to leave the dungeon. And I was going to go on this immediate keto diet, and I was just going to enjoy getting myself back in shape and getting my body weight down. And right. But it's not true at all. No. I went and I got some of the best food ever last night at Whole Foods. I got some whole milk with some of those deluxe cookies just with some of those deluxe cookies. Did I see Press with Ranker come in here? I just saw his name come through there. Press, I owe you a phone call. I will call you back. Sorry, I haven't given you a call yet. I slept all day today, man. I'm just trying to get my bearing again. But and I haven't done a milkshake and fries, but I did do some pizza, and the pizza was absolutely amazing. It was so good. It was so unbelievably good. It's just like, anyway, so that's just a little bit of jail. And I guess I could show you. So I'll just tell you this, just the basic story. So when the guard comes into the room, he can start yelling at you to do things. And you're not allowed to talk back to that guard or roll your eyes. You're not allowed to have a bad day or a bad moment, even for 1 second. If the guard's a screamer, you just have to put up with the guard screaming at you from the time they get there till the time they leave. There was a guard who was like the coolest guard ever. I mean, literally the coolest guy ever, as far as a human being. As a matter of fact, one point I took a honey bun, which is as big as this water bottle, and I threw it across the room to another guy who I owed the honey bun to. The guard saw me do it. He could have said, "I'm taking you to the hole, put your hands behind your back. You're not allowed to throw a honey bun." He could have done that. I laid in bed, so I threw the guy the honey bun, and then I looked over and the guard had seen it, and I said, "Did he see that?" And they said, "Yeah, he saw it." And then I looked at him and I said, "Sorry," and then I walked up to him and said, "Hey, I'm sorry, man." He goes, "Listen, the cameras are watching. You're going to get me in trouble if I don't get you in trouble for throwing a honey bun." And then I went back to my bunk and I laid there and I thought about it, because I threw the honey bun maybe 15, 20 feet. It's a nice thick honey bun, 800 calories, right? That's how I got it on my gut right here. And so when I threw the honey bun to Jersey, and Jersey caught the honey bun, in the real world, when there's a bunch of guys in a room and one guy throws one honey bun to the other guy and he catches it and it's a perfect throw, everybody goes, "Ha, good job. Nice throw, nice catch," right? In the jail world, for me throwing the honey bun, the guard has the right to take me up out of my bed, put me in torture cuffs, and drag me down to the hole, which you just saw pictures of the hole. That's the reality of that jail. That if you're just a regular guy and you toss another guy some food that you're sharing with him, in the jail, you can get put in the hole for that. Now, thankfully, that guard didn't do that to me, but he was literally the coolest guard of all the guards I ever had to deal with. And he didn't do that to me. But other guards, remember I showed you, I guess I pulled it off prematurely. Let me go to YouTube Studio. So I'm sorry I pulled this off too soon, but I've got to show this to you so you can see it, because you have to see this. So at one point, I didn't finish the story because it's always distracting talking about this. But you see this right here? You see where it says library right here? Oh, I'm so sorry. I wasn't showing you guys properly. Do you see where it says library right there? And you guys know that was my bed right over here. So this is my bed. I got up to get a book out of the library, and the guard said, "You're locked down to your bed for 24 hours. And I said, "But why?" And he said, "Because you didn't ask to get up from your bed to go to the little 3-shelf library to grab a book," which only 2 shelves have books. And they're like Harlequin romances and like Michael Crichton and like Dan Brown, just like popular novels that were just donated to the jail. They put their sticker on, say, "We own these," but they're given to the jail by people. So I got up and I walked from my bed here 4 feet. It's because you can't walk 2 people down the aisle. So the aisle's only 3 feet wide, 3.5 feet wide. So I got up from this bed, went to here. The guard locked me down for 24 hours to my bed. And then the next day, when the guard came back, same guard, very next day, came back. And this time someone came down from breakfast, and because I don't get up for breakfast, and the guy gave me some food. And when I was right here, I stood up and leaned out into this hallway right here, leaned over to grab the food. And the guard said, "You got up off your bunk when you were on lockdown," and he locked me down again. Then I was locked down to that little metal bed for 48 hours. That's what happened. That's literally what happened. So that's how that went. That's how that went. They locked me down to my bed for 48 hours straight for one time for getting out of my bed to get a book out of the library. And then the second time for getting up to get some food from a guy who went to breakfast. They call it chow in jail. He went to get chow, and I didn't get up. And then, so here's where I guess I owe you guys a lot of gratitude. You know, a lot of you guys who sent me the eye care gift packages, and just so you know, I don't know who did it. When you can go online to shop.eyecaregifts.com and you can buy a package for an inmate and they send it to you. Now, granted, it is trash. It is Top Ramen, Reese's, cheap meat, you know, $4 for a 3-ounce pack of tuna fish. But some of you guys went to the extent to send me some stuff, and I can't thank you enough. So what I did with the stuff that you guys sent me is I gave a lot of it away. I gave a ton of it away to people in there because it's called indigent, where they don't have any money. And there were so many people in there who didn't have any money and any food at all. So I gave away a ton of that food, tons. Now, what this did is it made it so that other people, they would see I didn't get up for breakfast. So then they would grab an egg or grab a milk or something, and they would bring it to me and say, hey, Chille, you didn't have breakfast, so let me give you these things. And so at one point, though, the second lockdown I got for 24 hours additional. So then I was locked to my bed for 48 hours. Now, when the Asian guard came in to, there was a Filipino guard in there, which it's kind of ironic because I'm going to wait and tell you guys, but there's something going on with one of the guards who I wouldn't have thought would join me and give me information about the jail, but they sure did. So anyway, after I was locked down for 48 hours, my blood pressure was 200 over 110. My blood pressure was 195 over 105. And so I could feel the pulsating of the blood in my head, the pressure behind my eyes. You know, if my eyes get bloodshot or red, it's my blood pressure is high. And so I could see myself in the mirror that my blood pressure was high. My eyes were popping out of my head. I had a pounding headache. So I know my blood pressure is going crazy. I'm on the second leg of my 48 hours of being locked down to my bed. So I figure, you know what I'll do? I'll clean my bunk. I'll go through all my books. I'll go through all my little commissary pieces. I'll move all of my pencils around, my pens, erasers. I put erasers in my ears. You guys remember the erasers you get when you're a kid and they go on the back of your pencil? Remember those? Those work great for your ears, in case you didn't know that. You stick those in your ears as though you're trying to cap your ears, and it blocks out 50% of the sound. So I decide that I'm going to get up and I'm going to clean my little bed area and my bookshelf. Well, then the Asian guard says, DeCastro, come up here. So then I have to leave. I have to get out of my bunk right here. I got to get out of my bunk right here. And I got to walk up here and go talk to this guard at the thing here. Now, when you go up and you talk to the guard up here at this thing, every guy in here is watching you and listening and trying to see what's going on because nobody likes a rat. So I had to go from here all the way up to the guard booth and sit here. And then the guard said, hey, DeCastro, you're in lockdown right now. And I said, I know. I got locked down for 2 days in a row, one time for getting a book and one time for standing up. I think that's a little excessive. And he said, what? Right, but you're in lockdown, so you can't get up off your bunk. You have to stay seated on your bunk while you're in bed. You can only get up off your bunk if you're going to the bathroom. And I explained to the guard, I said, listen, my blood pressure right now is crazy. I'm literally just trying to get myself in order so that my body can move so I can get the blood flowing because I can feel the pressure behind my eyes. And the reading from the nurse 4 hours ago was that my blood pressure was over 160, 170. And he said to me, I don't care about your problems. If you get up out of that bed again, I'm sending you to the hole. So then I had to go back to the hole and just lay there and hope that I didn't have a stroke because my blood pressure was so high. It was so high. When you can feel the blood pressure pushing behind your eyes, your blood pressure is high. Your blood pressure is real high. And so it's just, and you go back to the reason why I was there. I was there for doing what? For filming a cop. And then the cop said on the stand that he felt like his life was in danger because I was there filming him. It makes absolutely no sense at all whatsoever. It makes no sense at all. I just have such a hard time accepting that I was put in that dungeon simply because I filmed a cop. It's just really hard to accept these things. And to be honest with you, I'm having a hard time with it. I'm having a hard time accepting that they put me in jail for that amount of time. I'm having a hard time accepting that I was locked to a bed for, I realized that is what happened. I realized that's what happened, that was the actual process that happened to me. But at the same time, I'm having a hard time rationalizing in my mind that this is a normal, regular thing that can happen. It just absolutely killed me. It kills me as a person to know that. And this is the whole thing. When I talk about some guards were cool, and there was a couple guards in there that were really decent to me, and I don't want to bash them. And at the same time, I want to point out that there are 10 million different life choices you can make, that you don't have to choose this job to make $100,000 a year. You can entrepreneur, you can find a hole in the market, build a new system, build a new device, build a new product. Knowledge plus ability equals your product. How much knowledge you have on any one thing, do you have the ability to do it? And your product is what you put into the market. I give a real simple example of this. Take paper airplanes, for example. Do you know how to make a paper airplane? Put a 1 in the chat if you know how to make a paper airplane. So what you can do is you can sit and build your knowledge, KAP, knowledge plus ability equals product. Take your knowledge and learn everything there is to learn about making paper airplanes. Spend 6 months every day learning a new kind of paper airplane that you learn how to fold and crease the paper just right. So your knowledge now you know how to make 180 different paper airplanes, and that's only over 6 months. You probably learned more. You learned all these different creases and folds that we don't even know the names for, because you really got to have the knowledge of building a paper airplane. Do you have the ability to use your knowledge to put it into a product form? Sure you do. You get a tripod, you put it over your shoulder on a blank table, wear blue gloves and long sleeves, nobody will know it was you, and you could sit there and make little 1-minute shorts and call this a glider, and this is the F-15, and this is the super swooper, and this is the loop-de-loop. And you could sit there and make paper airplane after paper airplane after paper airplane. Do you have the ability to do it? Do your hands work? Because my thumb's all jacked up still, so I don't know if I have the ability to do that. So you take your knowledge. Do you have the ability to do it? You do. You can make paper airplanes. What's your product? Paper airplane videos. You'll get 1 million subscribers. Millions of people will watch your videos. You'll make tons of money. I've explained this to people. Knowledge plus ability equals product. KAP, your cap. So with that being said, even the guards that were cool to me, take a look at your cap. What is your knowledge based on? Your knowledge is based what? Your previous military. So that means you're used to falling in line in a hierarchy and following orders. So now you go into a jail system. What is it? It's a hierarchy. You have to follow orders exactly as they tell you. And that whole idea that you have to have, that the jails and prisons have to be militaristic in style. These are not prisoners of war. Now, there are some people have to be locked up in a horrible cage and be left there forever because they're nuts. I get that. But 90% of people are not criminally insane. So the knowledge that you have, if you were one of the cool jail guards I'm talking about, you were probably previous military or probably came from a really strict upbringing where you could follow orders and procedures. Do you have the ability to put chains on people? You do. So your product is, I'm a jail guard. Whereas I just taught you, if you sat there for 6 months and learned every single thing there was to learn about making a paper airplane, do you have the ability to make videos and show people how to do them? You do. And then there's your product, is your videos. You could even write a book where people will buy it. So knowledge plus ability equals your product. You just have to decide what your product's going to be. Now you can do a product of software, you can do a product of labor, or you can do a physical product. What did I do? I mean, I'm a perfect example of those things. I have a knowledge on the Supreme Court. I know your rights inside and out. I have the ability to print up this brochure and the ability to put it in the market, and that is my product. It's a physical product, a software product, a product of labor, or a hard copy product. So even for those jail guards that were nice to me, it's like you got to take a look at what you're doing. You don't have to do what you're doing. You don't have to do what you're doing. You could go build your knowledge in any one sector. Do you have the ability to put it in the market and create the product? And then there's your product, and that's how you make money. So that's a basic business understanding of how things work. So I want to go over some videos now. Do I have any questions? I will sit here and, I typically don't ever answer questions, but I guess I will answer a couple questions. If you guys have some, let me know what you do. Ryhoot Hoditz is in here. What's going on? Missed you, brother. Missed you too, man. Prisoners' lives matters. I totally agree. There we go. Are we back? It just froze up on me there. Do we have everybody back? Hopefully everybody's back. Good to see everybody. Are we back? Do we have audio again? Give me a 5x5 if you guys can hear me. Hopefully, freeze game. I didn't have a choice on that one. It just did what it wanted to do. So I wanted to show you guys a couple minutes of a video. Check this bad chicken out.
What is it? 3 o'clock in the morning and you're in the developing housing area?
Okay. What's your name, Deputy?
Deputy Olvera,
What's your badge number?
4085.
Are we committing a crime?
You're doing something suspicious, yeah?
I never got out of my vehicle. I told you I took a wrong turn, dude. Am I being detained?
Oh, you're one of those people. You ain't got no front license though either.
Paper tag.
He said, "Oh, you're one of those people."
I don't need one. Why don't you look at the back first,
I don't
deputy?
see one on that car either, by the way. You're missing a front plate.
Hey. I turned into the neighborhood. I thought this was the way out. I flipped around to go back out, and then I see you guys coming. That's all I know.
Is this not a public roadway or what?
Yeah, it is.
I thought this was a way out.
So just so you know that, this video is from Chuck Bronson's channel and it's called Bait Car. But this is the whole thing I want you guys to avoid. If you're driving down a road and it's 3 o'clock in the morning, you decided to run out and get some ice cream for your girlfriend or for your husband or for your partner, whoever you're running out to get some ice cream, right? And so when you go from here,
Oh, and then turn around. What's going on?
Nothing. You're just being in the.
You good?
I'm good. I'm great. Just, what is it? 3 o'clock in the morning and you're in the developing housing area?
Okay. What's your name, Deputy?
Deputy Olvera,
What's your badge number?
4085.
Are we committing a crime?
You're doing something suspicious, yeah?
I never got out of my vehicle. I told you I took a wrong turn, dude. Am I being detained?
Oh, you're one of those people. You ain't got no front license though either.
Paper tag. I don't need one. Why don't you look at the back first,
I don't
deputy?
see one on that car either, by the way.
okay, so now these guys are running something called Bait Car. And I love Chuck Bronson. He's one of my favorite activists. He's always out on the street doing something. But what I want you guys to do is I want you to invoke your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. I want you to pull this down from your visor. You have it up here. The cop pulled you over. They pulled these guys over with no probable cause. So if you want to play that slippery slope where I'm not going to give you my driver's license, then you can do that. I choose to have my license, registration, and proof of insurance on a laminated card. I choose to have it ready to go because North Carolina versus Heenan says that cops can even make a mistake and pull you over, but you still have to give them your ID because you're driving a car. But then from there, what I want you guys to do is immediately slide your trifold down and say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Then you can say, I don't answer questions. But the first thing you have to say is Fifth Amendment, I invoke the right to remain silent. That whole top part, the yellow and the white writing, that's the first thing you say out loud to the copper. That's how it works. This is the way it works. You start off with this, Fifth Amendment. Now, I know that like guys like John Felix, I just saw his name run through the chat, have become famous by saying, I don't answer questions. And the cop asks him another question. He says, I don't answer questions. And the cop asks him another question. He says, I don't answer questions. By saying Fifth Amendment, I invoke the right to remain silent, then that puts the cop in violation of your civil rights because just saying I don't answer questions is not the same as invoking your Fifth Amendment right. There's a fundamental legal difference between the two. You have to actually say the words Fifth Amendment, I invoke the right to remain silent. If you don't say it, then it's not quite the same. Marcus said, hey, Chille, my mom won a free trifold, but she never received it. She won it during a live stream for the free, and then you went to jail a few days later. Absolutely, Marcus. Reach out to me, and I'll get your mom a free trifold. 100%. I mean, I give a lot of these away. I'll do this. I'll do the same thing. I'll do the same thing tonight. I'll do buy one, get one free. So you get two. So if you guys buy a trifold, I'll give you the second one for free. I'll put it in your envelope. You don't even got to ask. And of course, I'll give you guys the cop cards too. I'm just gonna, I've got stock in. And so Marcus, shoot me an email so that you have to actually say, Cody Edit said, so if I say my Fifth Amendment right, would that work? Yes. You say Fifth Amendment, and then you don't have to say anything else. I choose to add on after Fifth Amendment, I invoke the right to remain silent. But you have to actually say it. Put a 1 in the chat if you have a trifold. Put a 1 in the chat if you have a trifold in your car. Put a 1 in the chat if you have the cop cards in your wallet. Let me know who's got them in their wallet. Put a 1 if you have one, so I know. Because and then what I'll do is, Marcus, I'll get your mom one for free, of course. And then if anybody else is struggling in here as well, I'll make sure that you get one too. Shoot me an email, deletelaws@gmail.com, and I'll at least send you the digital copy. I sell it on my website for $10, but I'll give it to you for free if you don't have any money, because I want you to have the trifold. I want you to print it out and put it in your car, but don't have a back. Now, these guys are professionals. This is what they do.
Hey, you're missing a front plate.
Hey, I turned into the neighborhood. I thought this was the way out. I flipped around to go back out, and then I see you guys coming. That's all I know.
Is this not a public roadway or what?
Yeah, it is.
I'm asking.
So why are you unlawfully stopping us
It's not.
for driving down a public roadway?
Hey, you got me blocked in, deputy.
I know. I'm
Well,
about to.
Listen, I gotta take. I gotta go.
Go ahead.
We did get a call over here about suspicious activity,
Okay.
and being that it is 3
don't
o'clock
touch me.
in,
Why'd you do that? Why'd you do
We passed you on the way in like
Yeah.
less than a minute ago.
I'm pretty sure I saw you drive.
Yeah, and we just came back here, circled around, was heading back out.
He didn't see you drive in. He came up next to me. He's like, I think I saw a car head in here. I don't know when. That's why we came over here, just to double check. But the reason why we did initiate this traffic stop, I guess
You
you
know
could
that,
call
right?
it
Because you
that,
guys were already
since
clearing the
vehicles
car. I saw y'all
involved.
pull
Yeah.
The reason we did
I
initiate
pulled
this
in.
was
I didn't know
because
this was a dead end.
it is
You
3
guys
o'clock in
weren't
the
looking for
morning.
me.
That's not a legal reason for a traffic stop.
It's pertaining to the suspicious activity call that
Okay, you can't pull people over for being suspicious.
we can conduct investigations on.
You can't do a traffic stop. This is a traffic.
Okay, so he's exactly correct. But where does that idea come from that the cops can say it's suspicious activity? Does anybody know the answer? I'm going to read the answers out here. Where does that idea come from that you can say, let's go OTVO just gave away 5 memberships, so 5 more people are going to give it. Thanks, let's go. Les OTVO. So the idea, I'm gonna play this back again.
That's why we came over here, just to double.
Just came back here, circled around, was heading back out.
He didn't see you drive in. He came up next to me. He's like, I think I saw a car head in here. I don't know when. That's why we came over here, just to double check. But the reason why we did initiate this traffic stop, I guess you could call it that, since vehicles involved. The reason we did initiate this was because it is 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's not a legal reason for a traffic stop.
It's pertaining to the suspicious activity call that we were.
Okay, you can't.
Okay, so he's saying that suspicious activity, and so you say got it right already. So that's Terry versus Ohio. Before, the standard was there had to be probable cause supported by oath or affirmation before the government could enter into your life. That's now changed to suspicious activity. And now these guys have gone too far. They've opened themselves up to lawsuit. But here's the problem. They're not getting personally penalized. They don't have an insurance company that will raise their premium every month that they have to pay for them to be a copper. And so the entire term suspicious activity comes from the 1968 case of Terry versus Ohio that dramatically lowered the standard from probable cause supported by oath or affirmation to reasonable suspicion. Maybe you've heard the term RAS, reasonable articulable suspicion. That was invented in 1968. It's not a part of our government. It's not a part of our Constitution. It violates our Bill of Rights. The government can't question you or bother you or have anything to do with you without probable cause. Probable cause is where you have broken the law. This guy's saying that his reasonable suspicion from Terry versus Ohio from 1968 now equates to you being out at 3 o'clock in the morning. And this is the reason why in 2022, I drove from California to Maine and back twice, stopping at every single town and city along the way to show you that the cops in this country have taken Terry versus Ohio to another level. Put a 1 in the chat if you leave your house and you go to 7-Eleven tonight, if the cops will pull you over for no reason. Put a 1 in the chat if that happens in your town. You can't leave your house past midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning without the cops trying to find a reason to target you and say that they're suspicious of you. Well, there's people who are drunk driving at night. Yeah, there are. But that's not reasonable, articulable suspicion of a specific crime that I am committing. And so they've taken this Terry versus Ohio and they've maximized it, where reasonable suspicion is whatever they want. Well, you're in a red car, it's dark, and I had donuts yesterday, so that makes me suspicious of you. That's how far it's gone, and it has to stop. It absolutely has got to stop.
Pull people over for being suspicious.
We can conduct investigations.
You can't do a traffic stop. This is a traffic stop.
I was just saying, pertaining to the call that we came for the suspicious person, that's why we decided to come and make contact with you, okay?
Okay. You guys stop everybody just for driving through a neighborhood?
See, I Chuck Bronson's really good at what he does here. I wouldn't have said okay, but I've made those mistakes myself too.
No.
That just seems crazy to
Whenever
me.
there's a suspicious activity call around there.
But somebody's got to do something to be suspicious.
Yeah, that's why we came over to find out what
Were
was
we
going on.
like crawling in the dark, or
How are we supposed to know what y'all are doing without asking me?
well, if you're gonna say suspicious, there ought to be at least something suspicious, I would think, right?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, right? It makes sense that we would ask you.
I mean, I get that you're investigating, but
Cool.
the traffic stop though, and you can't articulate one fact of a crime except for suspicion. That's not a crime, and that makes
So he
no sense. You can't lawfully just go pulling people over without a crime, without an infraction, on suspicion. Right? Am I wrong?
We came over to stop.
I understand, but
he's completely right. You can't just stop someone and say, I'm suspicious of you, so I'm going to stop you because I want to. That is not the way it's supposed to work. Specific. It has to be very specific.
am I wrong?
We came over.
Can
to
you
stop
go around? Are
because
you allowed to go around making traffic stops on suspicion alone?
We came over to stop you.
Suspicion of an infraction. Are you allowed to
Because we
make a
had
traffic stop?
suspicious person call right here in this neighborhood. And they're the only people here.
What time did that call come in? Because I want to pull that call. Can you find out? Can you check the CAD? Appreciate
He's lying.
it. He's full of crap. We've been here for 30 seconds. There ain't no way they're gonna call that quick. 1 a.m.
So he called it 3:41, and the cop's going to
The
admit
call came in at 1:59 this evening.
1:59 a.m. the call came in, and it's 3:41. Almost 2 hours later, they're pulling over Chuck Bronson, who happened to have been in the neighborhood for 30 seconds.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, he's just proving his point here. But I want to show you this part.
Where did it come into?
So they get this.
You're just walking around.
So this is the guy who's in charge. This douchebag right here is in charge of you.
What's up, man?
Hey, we had a little interaction with these guys. Guy in the back, super professional. This guy, F-bomb, F.
Okay.
I mean, just crazy.
Okay.
Refused to de-escalate.
Right.
You probably need to take
Who
a
are
look at his body cam
Who are you?
footage. I'm not just a citizen. I'm nobody.
You're just walking around over here?
Nope, we were just driving through.
No. I am the tax-paying citizen who funds your department. I'm the person you're paid to protect and serve. That's who I am. I'm a citizen, which makes me the highest ranking member of society on the scene here today. You work for me, bud. You work for me. I don't work for you. You came out here to answer my service call. I called you out here to reprimand these boys who don't know what they're doing. That's how it works. You understand that? I'm your boss. You're not mine. You didn't come out here to tell me, here's the deal. I'll tell you, here's the deal. I'm the one in charge. You work for me. Trying to figure out who you are. No. We need to know who you are. There's no probable cause here, meaning that there's no reason to get my ID, meaning that you're here at my leisure, at my whim, at my caprice. I decided that you would come here. You had to answer the call because you signed up to be of service. You understand? There's a big difference between that and who are you?
You got his ID and everything? Nope. Okay. Do you have your ID, sir?
And that was our concern.
Okay.
Can I talk to you for a second?
He asked you for your.
Are y'all together?
Yes. Can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah. Well, let me finish talking to him. Do you have your ID?
Hey, Sarge.
Do you have your ID?
Am I under arrest?
No.
Okay, so there it is right there. Do you have your ID? It's on your Fifth Amendment cop card. Number 4, cop demands ID, says he has reasonable, articulable suspicion. While filming, state, I plead the Fifth Amendment. I identify as good citizen. No ID required. Keep reading to the dumb cop. With reasonable, articulable suspicion, Hibble versus Nevada says citizens must state how they ID, not give ID without probable cause. It's on your Fifth Amendment cop card. Chuck Bronson, I've sent one of these to you. I'm going to send you another pair, Chuck. I want to send Chuck Bronson another pair because you listen, Chuck Bronson, Alibaba, one of the most active First Amendment auditors in the country.
Okay. You got his ID and everything? No. Okay. Do you have your ID, sir?
Boom, right there. Do you have your ID, sir? Actually, I have this card right here. I'd like to read it to you. When the cop demands my ID, what I read is in the yellow and in the blue. The yellow is here, what I say out loud. I plead the Fifth Amendment, identify as a good citizen. The blue is for you, copper. Even with reasonable, articulable suspicion, Hibble versus Nevada 6th District Court says that the citizen must state how they ID, not give ID. So I will identify myself as your boss. You could just call me boss. How about that? And I'm not going to give you my ID. And what I want you to do next, since I'm boss, I want you to move those 2 squad cars from in front of my car. I want to be free to leave whenever I want because I'm not being detained. I don't need to ask if I'm being detained or I'm free to go. I'm here to tell you I'm not detained. Move your cars and do it with some quickness. Because otherwise you are detaining me, which is an unlawful detainment, which means I'll go down. First, I'll do the administrative process by filing a complaint, but then I'll go file a civil rights lawsuit against you. And I'll only get a declaratory judgment, but that'll follow you on the internet for the rest of your life because you're violating my rights with an illegal detainment right now. It's right there on your card. You always have the card in your wallet at all times. The card is always. My phone is here. The cards are right there. I always have the cards on me at all times. At all times. Because, listen, I'm a constitutional law scholar. I'm known across the country. I film cops. Even still, you want to have the hard copy. You want to have this hard copy in your wallet. It costs $10. Your $10 won't make or break me, but it might make or break you. You'd be sitting there going, damn, I wish I had that damn card because the cop said, give me some ID. And I told him no. And then he went to say something. I didn't remember that. Oh, it's Hibble versus Nevada. That's right. Citizen must state how they ID because I told him he could call me master. But then I didn't remember to quote Hibble. And even still, you might get screwed. But if it's on camera, this is your secret weapon here. Your phone and your card. Your phone and your card. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This is how we do it.
And that was our concern.
Your ID, sir?
So then when they ask Chuck Bronson if you have some ID, he answers with
Okay. Do you have your ID, sir?
And that was our concern.
Okay.
Can I talk to you for a second?
He asked you for your.
Are y'all together?
Yes.
So now then he says he asked you for ID, give him ID.
Can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah. Well, let me finish talking to him. Do you have your ID?
There it is again. Do you have your ID? That is your opportune time while on camera to say, hold on one second. Can I grab the card out of my wallet? He doesn't know the card you're grabbing is this card. And then you go, let me grab my card out of my wallet. And then boom, right there. Show the camera, show the copper. I have a Fourth Amendment right from an illegal search and seizure. And you're not going to get my ID today because there's no probable cause. It's right there. It's right there. Drophead 74. What's up, Playboy? What's up, Playboy? Drophead 74, a big supporter when I was in the dungeon, sent me some care packages, put some money on my books. Thanks, Drophead. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you so much. It means a lot to me. thank you. As sincerely as I can tell you, thank you.
Hey, Sarge.
You have your
Am I under arrest?
No. You're here for a complaint, right?
I'm not here for a complaint.
Figure out what's going on.
So,
I was just letting you know what happened.
Okay. Well, we got a call about.
And I just needed our
Listen.
our conversation put into
Listen. Here's the deal.
the CAD notes.
well, they're not here for that. They're for us.
You're over here investigating a crime.
They already cleared us for that.
We were wrong place, wrong time.
Okay.
They were here before we got here.
Okay.
Somebody else called in on the cameras.
Okay.
We got here. I took a wrong turn. I thought this was an exit.
Mm-hmm.
I went down here to think that I could get back to 1960.
Right.
And it's a turnaround. So I go to flip around. These deputies pull in, have their lights on, stop us. We talk to them. I get out of the car. He looks at my tag. He's talking to me saying, hey, we're here for suspicious activity.
Right.
Everything's cleared. Everything's de-escalated. Then I ask him, can I get a card for internal affairs? Or, excuse me, what did I say? Complaint?
Yeah.
Okay, so I asked for a complaint. I get out of the car and I walk over with him to his car to get, the card for the complaint.
Right.
He's supposed to get it for me, so I walk with him.
Uh-huh.
He turns around and puts his hand on me. He pushes, shoves me. I say, whoa, what's the deal?
Right.
I'm walking with him to his car to get the complaint,
Okay.
the card for internal affairs.
Well, I'm
So-
sure you have a computer at home, right?
Yeah. So
You know where internal affairs is for us?
is what, Cypresswood Station?
No. No, Southwest Freeway.
Well, he gave me the card for internal affairs.
Oh.
So what happened? What my complaint is, I was walking with him because he said he was going to give me something.
Right.
And then I guess he didn't like me walking with him, but he never said anything about that until after I was
Were
pushed.
you walking behind him?
Well, I was next to him.
Okay.
He turned around and shoved me.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I said, what's the deal? Well, he said he was getting me something, so I walked with him.
Okay.
And then what happened?
So he's just going to cover it up.
Well, listen.
Okay.
Let me tell him what happened because I'm trying to get my story out. So he shoved me.
Well, I'm trying to listen, but somebody's over here talking.
Yeah. Excuse me.
So why can't we talk?
That's why. That's why I wanted to talk.
Him? Okay.
That's why. That's why I said if you would talk to me.
Sure. That's good.
So.
Jesus, man.
One thing I checked out a lot whenever I was going through the academy was police interactions with First Amendment auditors.
What's that?
Well, actually, I don't even know if that's how you want to. You're a journalist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Some journalists, they classify themselves as First Amendment auditors, and they do similar activities to what y'all are doing. Is that a fair statement?
I suppose.
Or fair.
Yeah.
Or, we'll do similar activities when it comes to keeping the police in check, making sure we're doing everything how we're supposed to. Just watching different police interactions and stuff like that. Just watching those videos, I like to think helped me out when it comes to one, knowing the law, two, knowing not to violate people's civil rights.
No, I can tell you've been nothing but professional, man.
Well, but that's the whole thing though, but you haven't been anything but professional. You blocked him in. You blocked him in and put your lights on, and you performed a traffic stop over saying that you were suspicious. And that's against the law. That you violated his rights. So the guy just did this big long, it took him about a minute to get that out. Oh, I watched First Amendment auditors, so I understand. But let me show you exactly where the push happened so you guys can see. The push happened at about 5 minutes and 30 seconds, somewhere right back in here.
Back.
Give me the card.
Get your supervisor in that uniform.
Sergeant.
Okay, so this guy right here gets worked up and loses his cool right here, and then he's going to shove. I think his name's Patrick. I haven't seen his channel before, but I just see him here.
Whatnot. And you're over here trying to get me a problem. Yes, you are. You're sitting here laughing. You're blocking my car.
I can laugh whenever I feel like it. It's the First Amendment.
Okay, well, move your.
You don't have a First Amendment when you're in that uniform.
Yes, I do, sir.
No, you do not.
Yes, I do. I can say when
Get your supervisor. Get your supervisor.
Do you want me to go give you the card so you can actually file a complaint on
Yeah,
it?
give me the card.
Get your supervisor while you're at it.
Here comes the push right here where he pushes the guy.
Right there, the cop swings his arm around. Come on. And then once he gets
He
over
pushes
here,
him
right
right there.
He pushes Patrick
You see that? He pushed Patrick.
back and says, "Get back."
You're all right. Don't worry.
Stay over there, Patrick. I'm trying to tell you.
He's just an a-hole.
I'll probably tell you to move out way over there. I'm pulling in the road right here.
Why are you being a tyrant, you know?
A lot of people.
No.
Like this, man.
I'm saying if you're straightforward and honest and good, no, who can complain about that? Nobody can, right?
But they're not.
Then,
they're not
if
straightforward.
you're doing the right thing and doing your job and protecting and serving, you know, nobody can complain then. The problem is when cops don't do that, when they go above and beyond, when they misuse their authority, when, you know, people make mistakes. I get that, but some people are just a-holes, and that's how it is. And I'm sure you deal with them too every day.
Okay, couple.
You know.
Were you wanting my name and badge number?
I don't need it, man. You didn't do nothing but act right and was cordial. I get it. You were, you know, still working this investigation or whatever we rolled up on. I don't even know. I get that, but you know, you still held it together really well. So hopefully you're a sergeant soon.
I try and stay in that pay grade. Keep it where I'm at.
I heard some Dallas. Somebody called me earlier, told me multiple Dallas, just regular patrol officers are making over $300,000 a year, just because they're hurting so bad. Yep.
That sounds nice.
And that came from somebody in the department that called me.
That sounds nice.
I'm like, that's like LA prices, you know.
I wouldn't mind that.
And they said, yeah, a lot of people are coming from LA to Dallas.
Oh, I got you.
Because they're apparently claiming they're claiming that they're 500 officers short right now. So which is a lot.
That's great. I don't know.
And why do you think that is? Why do you think that there are 500,000 officers? Put a one in the chat if there's no way you'd sign up to be a cop. Put a one in the chat if you would never be a part of this criminal organization called cops. I just want to know. Put a one in the chat if you would never sign up to be a cop. I'm just wondering if you would not sign up to be a copper, because I certainly would not sign up to be a copper. There's no way, there's no how. It just wouldn't happen. They're 500,000 short because nobody wants to be a cop. And why do you think nobody wants to be a cop? Because the policies, procedures, and protocols that you force people into are inhumane, brutal, and barbaric. That's why. I would never be a cop. You know, so just so you know, here in Los Angeles, you have to, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, that is the position that I would have to get to change the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. Did you know that? So I designed an entire apparatus called a digital detainment device. It's called a Zimmerman. I sent it off to my lawyer. I sent it off to my partners, right? And let me tell you something. For me to be able to implement that in LA, I would have to be the Los Angeles County Sheriff. I would have to be the sheriff. So Chevy, what's going on, Chevy? Did I just see you in the chat? I think I saw someone say Chevy. What's going on, Playboy? So it's just they've set up a system where unless you're a part of the system, you can make no changes to the system.
An Orlando police officer is facing charges after this tense moment right here was all caught on camera.
A Seminole deputy pulled the officer over for allegedly speeding, but the Orlando officer was not interested in sticking around. Fox 35's Connor Hansen has the video tonight and joins us live from Orlando Police Headquarters. Connor.
Ray, the Orlando Police Department isn't saying much tonight as its internal affairs investigators look into what happened. Seminole County, though, is pressing charges for reckless driving and resisting and fleeing an officer. A Seminole County deputy's body cam catches the brief back and forth with Orlando police officer Alexander Showney.
What? I am going into work, my man. Why are you trying to pull me over as I'm going? Because you're going 80 and a 45. I am going into work. What does it look like I am dressed for?
My name is Deputy Hilton, and they see your driver's license.
No. The officer gets back in his police car and takes off with his lights on. But no lights were on when a deputy says he first clocked Shawnee going 80 in a 45.
Over 100 miles an hour trying to catch up.
The Orlando police cruiser can be seen pulling around another car before the deputy can pull in front of the officer to make the traffic stop.
You going to pull over?
Wow. Wow. Are you going to pull over?
Fired, but he has been relieved of duty pending an investigation. Reporting live in Orlando, Connor Hansen, Fox 35 News.
I mean, you see, it's rules for thee, but not for me. You can't get caught up with these jackboot thug pigs. If you do, if you get caught up in a back and forth with a verbal exchange, it could cost you, and it could cost you everything. You might end up losing all of.
Good. Hey, I clocked in at 68, okay? That's why I'm stopping you. Yeah, do you have your lights on you?
So I want to talk about this just for a second. So the cops are pulling people over and saying, I clocked you at 68. So they're just randomly, and how many years they've been doing it? You got the 1905 Model T Ford by Henry Ford. So you're not going to have cars that are going to be available really till 1920, where everybody's got a car, or most people have a car now. So we've been doing 100 years of this. We keep on just randomly pulling people over and giving you a ticket and giving you a ticket and giving you a ticket, but it's having zero effect on society at large. Most of us drive normal and sanely because we've hit a maturity point where we don't want to kill a kid in a neighborhood. We realize the consequences. We're trying to be responsible and follow the rule of law. That's the reason why. But every one of us in here can make the gas go a little bit more on the accelerator if you're an electric car, because you got to get from point A to point B and you got to get there quick. So we all do it. This randomly stopping different people and giving them a ticket, it's not working. If it was working, we wouldn't have cops hiding all up and down the highways and freeways trying to pull us over. But because they're not pulling us over to try to give us a ticket, they're pulling us over to try to impound our car, arrest us, steal our money, and take us to the dungeon. That's their real goal. If that wasn't the real goal, then this video right here wouldn't even exist, but it does.
All right, just give me a moment, all right?
So you see that? He did that just right. He said,
You have your lights on you?
So he didn't say hello. Hello's for suckers. He didn't say hello.
All right, just give me a moment, all right?
Without a word, he gives the guy his driver's license. Perfect. Couldn't have asked him to do it any better.
Appreciate you coming out. I haven't talked to him yet. We're all good. Yeah, I haven't talked to him yet. Until I know it's a basic warrant out of Mexico.
And this brings me to my next point here. Just listen to what he says, then I'll tell you.
Hey, man, go step out there real quick. I'm going to show you something.
Step out for me real quick. I'm going to show you something. What do you think is going to happen to him?
Sir, come on, step back here. Go ahead and place that call. Press phone on the top of it.
What am I doing? I'm going to show everything to you. That's why I'm having you out.
So you are under arrest at this time. You have a warrant out for your arrest. A warrant for what?
I'm going to show it to you in a moment, okay? Is this your car?
It's my girlfriend's car.
Your girlfriend's car. Can he drive it, the guy that's in the passenger seat?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, twist your...
Okay, stop right here. And this is what I had a lot of time to think about in jail. Okay. Hello, little monkey. So why do you have to go to jail right now? I mean, it's a question. Why does he need to be put in handcuffs that way? Why does he need to go to jail right this second? Why does he need to be arrested from here? I'm not saying we don't have to deal with the situation at hand right now. My question is, why does he have to be put in torture cuffs? Why does he have to be taken to jail now? Why is that? We live in a society where you can literally take a band with an Apple AirTag on it and put it on their wrist and say, you're digitally detained for the next 72 hours, and it locks in place. You don't need one of those ankle monitors anymore. That's a thing of the past. That's what Civic Core and Geo Group is holding on to for their money. But you could put on an Apple tracker on the guy's wrist, and he's now digitally tracked for the next 72 hours where it doesn't need any charging. Why do people have to be arrested right this second? You understand what I'm saying to you? For what reason does this man need to be put in chains? We need to start to look at the step-by-step policies and procedures that these horrible cop organizations have put into place to put us in chains, arrest us, take us to a dungeon, impound our car, and steal our money. And this transfers money from the private sector to the government sector. And that's what this does. There's no reason in the world this man needs to be put in torture cuffs now. Not in today's digital era. Maybe in the 70s or the 80s, maybe then when people could get away and you may never see the person again. Not in today's world, though. You could put a tracking device on the vehicle. You could put a tracking device on the man. The idea that you have to be arrested now, that idea has to be challenged and it has to be overcome. There's no reason why this man, who's no danger to society, no danger to anybody, why in the world does he have to be put in these torture cuffs? Why? I mean, is it not a fair question? Why does this man need to be put in those torture cuffs right there? Why does he need to be put in those cuffs? What is the reasoning, the logic, the intelligence? What is the purpose of chaining this man up? For what reason does he need to be treated that way on the side of the road in a digital society where you can be tracked right now? Why does he need to be shackled? Well, Chris Alderson has it correct. It's for officer safety. But the truth is, if you weren't going to shackle him, what could you do? You could put a tracking device on his wrist. You could put a tracking device on your car and say, you and I have some business we got to get done right now. You owe this, you owe that, you didn't show up for court, whatever it may be. The cop now, instead of spending his time dragging someone off to a dungeon, getting their picture, booking them with fingerprints, even fingerprints, right? Let's be honest. Fingerprints are on their way out. We're still going to use them for a while, but it's over. It's going to be an eye retina scan. Yeah. It's going to be a physical tracking device put on you. We don't need to drag you down to the jail. You can attend court from your phone. You miss court. A judge is waiting to talk to you. Great. Hey, you missed court. Shoot, I'm sorry. There's going to be a $100 fine for missing court. Okay. And what else? Now you got to deal with this ticket or this or that. But my car doesn't got to be impounded and you don't got to be put in chains. How about that idea? What a concept. You don't got to chain people up on the side of the road right now. No, you don't. People do not need to be put in chains and drug off from society and kidnapped. They took his phone away. That was the last phone call that he was going to be able to make. He won't be able to make another phone call. Now he's got to call collect from the dungeon jail. And it tells your friends and family he's been arrested and he's in a dungeon jail. For what? And that's in North Carolina, which is one of the worst police states in the country.
So, what am I going to do?
I'm going to show it to you. Come back here for a second. I'm going to give you, I'm going to show you the LiDAR too, where I caught you at 68. That's not really the biggest concern here, okay? But I'm going to show you the warrant once I get you secure, okay? Is there anything you want to bring with you down there to Mecklenburg County Jail?
No, I'm saying, can I understand what am I being detained for?
Yeah, it's a warrant. I'm going to show you the actual warrant in just a moment when I have a chance to sit you down. Is there anything on I need to know about with this poker sticker? No.
Why does he have to be chained up right now? He's threatened nobody. He's hurt nobody. There's nobody afraid of him saying he's coming to kill me. Why does this man need to be chained? Why does he have to go into a cage? Why does he have to be treated that way? Watch it again. Watch. He's threatened nobody. He has not threatened a single soul. Nobody's lives are in danger from this man. Why do you got to feel up his nutsack?
Okay. Do you want to bring these items with you or leave them in the car?
Yeah, you can give me. You can put them in my pocket.
Right here in the pocket.
Step feet right this little bit. Okay. Let me get this step out your leg. Can I get my
Can we stop with the bullshit? Can we stop with the bullshit? Can we cut with the bullshit? Hey, can you do me a favor? Turn around, put your hands behind your back as I put you in torture cuffs. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you sit here for me just like this as I put you in a cage and strap you in? Can we stop with the bullshit niceties? There's nothing nice about you arresting this guy and taking him to a dungeon. Just, you could be as polite and as nice to call you sir and sweetie. And, oh, hey, buddy, can you do this for me real quick? Can you just do me a favor? Put your wrist. Can you just do me a favor? Can you just sit down? You can cut the niceties, you fucking pig. You can cut them. Cut the niceties. You're treating him like shit. Cut the niceties. There's nothing sweet about what you're doing. You're not helping him out. Hey, let me help you out here. You're not helping anybody. You're doing this to another man. Morality equals thinking. Ayn Rand, Atlas Shrugged. Morality equals thinking. Well, your morality is your ability to think. This cop right here, he stopped thinking. That is not how you treat people. Not in a digital era, not in our society today. There's no reason to cut people and put them in cages like this anymore. You could put a tracking device on their wrist in 10 seconds that locks on, where they will be tracked. They can't take it off. It won't come off. But the niceties begin. Oh, sir, can you do me a favor? Thank you for not resisting, sir, as they crack down the torture cuffs on your wrist. He'll be very regretful that he was so kind in a few moments as he rides on a hard plastic shell. Treated like shit from the jump. Get out of the car. You can't resist us in any way. We're going to put you in torture cuffs. We're going to put you in a cage. We're going to feel up your nutsack. We're going to steal your money, steal your car. But we're going to say, oh, sir, can you do this for us, sir? Thank you for helping me out here, sir. Just trying to help you out, sir. Stop with the niceties. You signed up to be a fucking pig. You're a pig. You can stop with the bullshit. The game is up. The gig is over. We all know you're an asshole. We know what you are. You didn't sign up to help people. If you signed up to help people, you'd been a caseworker, a counselor. You'd be a therapist. You signed up to be the jackboot thug pig that gets to do this to other people. You never challenge, why do we got to put people in cuffs? Why can't we put a tracking device on them, an air tag that locks into place, and then give them 24 hours to get their stuff in order? Why can't we do that? It's money. They're trying to steal your money constantly. That's the game.
My phone? Yes, I'll go for it.
And look at the tiny little space.
I'm gonna leave that cash in there. Any other pockets I need to know about? What's that? Go ahead and see
What is my?
And take a look. He could barely get his knees in there.
What is my money on the pay off that sale, guy?
What? Oh, okay.
What is that? That's not mine. I don't see that. I've never seen that in my life. What are you doing on my property?
So roll the window down. Tell you what turn you're cool. Your stuff right here.
And my phone, but what am I in for?
So I don't know what if you've had a history with them or not, but you got a U.S. Marshal for that. A weapons violation. That's all it tells me. Okay, when you get down there, they're going to print it out for you. Okay.
They still make the phone? give them this? Yeah. Yeah. Good. What is that? I get cash. No, that's going with you. That's going to be with you. We're not giving that to anybody else. We got that off you, so we stay with you, so you know we didn't take none, and none's going to be missing. All right, but I want to. No, we are taking that. That's staying with you. That's the rule. And you gave me some of it because it come off of you. Every bit of it's going with you. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't. You created these rules. You created these policies, procedures, and protocols. It doesn't make any sense to me. I need my money to pay my bills. I need my money to do what I need to do my money with. You created this. So no, I don't understand. You made this up. You signed up to do this to people. That's your life. That's who you are as a person. Knowledge plus ability equals product. What does this guy know? He doesn't know shit. This copper was trained to follow someone else's policies, procedures, and protocols. He never thunk for a moment. He never considered his other options. There's 10 million jobs in America. You chose this one for the money and the benefits because you don't have to think. You're told what to do every day. You are a dependent. You're not an independent. You don't stand for anything. You stand for nothing. You're told what to do and you don't question it. They're not supposed to be comfortable is what they'll say about the torture cuffs. He heard that from somebody else. He never considered we could make restraint devices that go on people's bodies that don't hurt them. He never considered that. He is the lowest form of human being on earth. He's a scumbag. He's a parasite. He's a leech. He's a looter. He's a robber. He's a criminal. He's a thief. He just puts a badge on and, oh, I'm a good guy, but you're not. You're the worst of society. You literally are the lowest common denominator. Your job requires zero thinking. You're told what to do. You're told what to believe. You are given your policies, procedures, and protocols. You didn't create them for yourselves because you have no discipline to do that for yourself. You'll do as you're told and not question anything. Well, if you don't question anything, then you have no morality. Morality equals thinking. If you stop thinking, you stop being a moral person. And that's what you are. And there's no question about why do I got to put people in chains immediately when I could put a tracking device on their car, a little tracking device. I could put a tracking device on their wrist and say, hey, you got a warrant. We got to deal with it. I'll be with you for the next couple hours while we deal with this warrant. Why can't we do that? Why can't we do that? I don't understand. It's really confusing.
That's accountability because when it comes to stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So
the same type of say they're gonna double check it just to be sure.
Okay. So just give just a minute, all right?
All right, I'm gonna count your money in front of you, okay?
Here's big money. I'll put this in the bag for you, okay?
Oh, you put this in the bag for you, okay? So maybe, just maybe, here's just a novel concept. If you didn't shackle him like a pig, if you didn't shackle him up like he was a slave, maybe you wouldn't have to do, I'm going to put this in the bag for you, okay? Well, when you pin someone's wrist behind their back, they have no choice. You have to do everything for me. You've completely incapacitated me. I can't even wipe my own nose or go to the bathroom. You've taken away all of the functionality I have as a human being and chained it behind my back. And so now I'm going to put this in the bag for you. I would rather you didn't. I would rather you just left me alone.
Big money. I'll put this in the bag for you, okay? Yeah, here. Here you go.
I got you.
Yeah, she's counting it right now.
You're gonna watch me, okay?
I heard the early band get caught. Check it out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to question you.
Let me count it first.
No, can you look in between his legs real quick? Well, I think he just put some more money in between his legs. I'm sorry.
Did you hear that? Did you hear what he said? Listen.
Can you look in between his legs real quick?
Can you look in between his legs real quick?
I think he just put some more money in between his legs.
I think he just put some of my money in between his legs. But do they stop to investigate his complaint?
Oh, yeah.
How much money did you have on you?
I'm asking.
I
haven't touched it. Can you just check him between his
Sir,
legs?
listen to me.
He's moving and everything. Look, he's moving.
Sir.
I'm good.
Sir, listen to me. Tell me how much cash you had on you. What was the amount?
I just want to see. I'm not gonna lie. Can you check? I'm not going nowhere. Can you check your fellow officer for me, please?
We're good. What? We're good? He blocks her out. Look at the look on his face. He looks.
Can you check your fellow officer for me, please? Hell no. He just touched my. I heard the rubber band pop. He told me, I had to look, and he's moving. He's moving between his legs.
So he's stealing his money right in front of him. He's calling out for someone to help him, and he's being ignored. And the other cop says, no, look at the look on the cop's eyes. His eyes are all bugged out. You can tell he's scared he's going to get caught.
I'm going to stand right here, but can y'all please check y'all fellow officer? Please. What's going on? Look, he's moving his arm right now.
How much cash did you have on you?
Can you check your hands?
I didn't.
Can you check your people? Because he's touching. Yeah. What's
Tell
going
me
on?
what's the total amount.
But they just check him. Just check the guy. Just make the cop stand up. Hey, step out of your car, officer. We want to look under your body. You would do it to me in a heartbeat, but you can't check this guy to see if he's got the money? Why can't you check him? I want to see him get checked. I want to see him get checked. I want to see. I'm a broken record right now.
Man, he's tucking money. He's tucking money right in his right hand.
Tell me how much money you
He's
had
tucking
on you.
money. He's tucking my money. That's a problem. Can y'all check him? Hey,
Listen to me. What was your total cash?
He's telling her, no, don't check.
What are you talking about? Just get the guy out of the car.
Listen.
Look at him moving. He's moving. Oh my God, y'all not gonna check him?
Listen.
Look at him.
Listen. Tell me.
I've been cooperating with you guys the whole time.
I'm not gonna allow anybody to take your money.
Look at him. He's moving.
But look at me. Look at me. If someone takes your money, it will be a big problem. All right. No one's gonna take your money. I can see his hand. I can see exactly what he's doing. No one's gonna take your money. She's gonna count your money.
Get him out of the car. No, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. Get the cop out of the car. If you thought I was sitting on money or drugs or a weapon, you'd pull me out of the car in 2 seconds flat. Drag that jackboot thug pig out of the car. Let's take a look underneath of his butt. Let's see. He put the paper up, said, we're good. What do you know? We're not good. What did Reagan say? Trust but verify. That's what Ronald Reagan said. Trust but verify. Well, okay, you want trust? Fine. Let's verify you're not sitting on that man's money. I want to see him stand up.
There's more money.
There's more money in here. You're saying that there's more money in here?
But what I'm saying is,
let me ask you a question. Ask my question. Are you saying that there's more money in here?
What I'm saying is, he just touched my money and went through 3 different floor compartments, and I seen him put it in between his legs. I heard my rubber band. I've been nothing but cooperative with you guys.
Get him up.
All I wanted you guys to do is, I'm saying, but he already moved and did a lot of different stuff.
Okay, come sit over here.
But y'all already let him move. Like, there's no way. Like, watch. That's crazy. I can't believe y'all just did me like this.
How much cash do you have on you total so I can count it out?
I don't see them searching the car between the seats.
And we can verify if it needs mixing. That's what I'm asking you.
No. I don't see them searching between the seats of the car to see if there's money between the seat and the console. Why aren't they searching this copper's car? He's saying that you stole the money. That's what he's saying. Research how much revenue, also known as generated from an arrest, approximately $15,000. Wow, I didn't know that. I did not know that, Lynn. Send me some more data on that.
You know what the total amount was?
No, I honestly don't. The money was for a bill. My wife gave it to me. The one that she tried to give me. I tried to give her the money. He said, don't give it to her.
Okay.
Because I went to Wendy's. I got a Wendy's receipt right.
But do you know how much cash you had on it so I can count it out so we can verify the total?
Could you imagine for a moment? I don't know how much every dime is in my pocket. Could you imagine that for a moment?
you know approximately how much you had on it?
If I say a number and I get it wrong because he touched the money, then it's gonna be all wrong. But I just don't understand why I heard my rubber band being popped.
I just grabbed it from the stick to give to her.
That's not what you just told me either, boss.
He's an Asian with a Southern accent. That's crazy.
I did. That's what I did. And I handed her the
I'm not gonna lie, boss.
envelope.
Have I gave you any problems?
No, sir, you have not.
That's all I want to ask, sir. I just
So you're stealing his money.
don't understand why y'all could, like, I'm not going, I sit on my face. I'm not going nowhere. I just want to.
I'm asking you what your total was so we can count it out. You can watch me count
I'm
it
not
out.
sure. I'm
and we
distraught.
can
It's a lot. It's a lot going on. I didn't even know I had a warrant. I'm just trying to like.
So if you.
What's it called? I'm trying to like just.
See, and that's the whole point I was talking about earlier. What's the warrant? That he killed somebody, or he's a danger to society, or he's a danger to himself? Why can't we put an Apple AirTag on that man and give him 24 to 72 hours? Apple AirTag right there. Give him 24 to 72 hours to get his affairs in order. Why do we have to drag him down to a dungeon in chains in a digital era? It's a very fair question, and it's going to come up a lot over the next decade.
Like comply with you guys.
I got
but
you.
That just doesn't make sense to the point where like I just watched him. Me and you both watched him move his hands. I watched him tear up. I watched him look at you and tell him like look at you and tell you no, you're not about to. I just watched him do way too much when I haven't been nothing but nice and compliant to you guys. You feel what I'm saying? I'm trying to go along with you guys' protocols and everything. All I've done was ask questions so I know how like to make sure I'm safe and my family can find me and stuff. And it's like I
and
know.
that's why I was asking you what your total was so we can sit here and count it out.
But
and we
they
can
would've-
verify that it's correct.
It would just help me more seeing that you would have checked him. It's like
But did you not see me walk over here?
I did see that, sir. But at the end of the day, none of you guys body cams is on. Like I know.
Mine is on right now.
But I know for a fact what I've seen and what I heard. And then when I asked him why was he like popping the rubber band on the money, he said I was just making sure something. But there's no need to make sure. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's my property. You feel what I'm saying? And I know for a fact the money was touched. But it's a million components.
Yes, I did touch it when I grabbed it out of the seat.
I understand, so I don't want to argue with you, Mr. Chapman. I just know what.
No, sir.
Okay, so what I typically do is count out everybody's money in front of them so you can see that it's accurate.
The money was altered before.
So when I turn it over to property, you can verify that the total we're counting
Everybody say goodbye to Ryut Audits. Good to see you, Ryut.
out now is the total that you're going to get back. Okay? Are you good with me doing that right now? And then you can tell me, do you have any kind of idea about how much you would say you had on you?
But I'd rather you kind of first, so I just know in my head.
But if you tell me afterwards that it's missing, that doesn't verify.
But if you guys would have stopped him within
If you
the whole,
tell me how much it was now, I can count it and we can verify if it's missing. Okay?
I understand what you're saying, ma'am, and I appreciate everything. I feel like you guys don't understand what I'm saying, but it's okay. I'm not sure. You can count it out. I just like you counting it out right now, but just let me know exactly how much you took. But I'm not tripping. I'm not trying to cause any problems or any Miss Casperson. Miss Casperson. I'm not trying to cause any problems. I just know what I know. You know what I'm saying? But I know. I heard every band pop. I seen him fiddling. He did not just keep his hands up the whole time. Like no, I didn't. He didn't open the door and say, "You can search me." Look, you know what I'm saying? I heard my money. I'm a very great businessman. I just paid bills a couple days ago. You know what I'm saying?
And look at the cop guarding the window. Look at him guarding.
I just know for a fact that he touched my money. And then he was adamant about not giving my money to my wife or the cameraman that was with me. You feel what I'm saying? He was just like, "No, you're gonna keep your money on you," which wasn't a problem. You feel what I'm saying? But him touching the money prior to just putting it in I've been listening the whole time. He asked for a small envelope. He didn't put the money in there then. He asked for it just doesn't make sense. But you can do your job. I'm not trying to postpone or cause a problem. I just want to see how much is missing at this point.
I want to count in front of you so
Yes,
you
ma'am.
can see how much that you have, okay?
Later, Derek. Good night, buddy.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, I don't understand what she thinks. Like, do you think that you counting out loud the money that the copper did give you, is that going to be How's that going to verify or justify that the money the copper put in his pocket? The guy who's being chained up and shackled like Kuta Kente, he hasn't given you an amount to verify. So you can 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't matter how much you count out. The guy being chained up didn't verify how much money was there, and we don't know how much the copper took. But she's like, hey, look how above the board I am counting. But it doesn't really matter because there's no verification process here. And the cops guarding his car.
7, 8, 6, 10, 1, 7, 4. Hold on. 20, 40.
Hold on, I'm counting it all. This makes it all legitimate.
80, 190. What were we saying? 190, right?
I wasn't saying that you altered my money.
No, I didn't say you said that, okay? All right. But I said.
So, you know, while I was in jail, I read Ayn Rand's books. I read every book Ayn Rand wrote. I read every single book she wrote. And man, I'll tell you what, I have a lot of respect for Ayn Rand, reading Atlas Shrugged, Fountainhead, Virtues and Selfishness, Unpublished Tales, like the things I read about Ayn Rand. Listen, in my opinion, you know, Ayn Rand is, you know, Ali Baba, like bow down. She's so intelligent. And the way she explains philosophy with the idea of the rule of law is so brilliant, the way she explains it. But I don't think that you should put women in positions to be in physical charge of men. I don't think it's appropriate. So when I see a woman copper, I think to myself, you're out of position unless you're pushing papers, because you shouldn't put women in a position to have to take on and fight men. Michael Eline is here, everybody. Guy filled in for me a few times. Great guy.
That I wanted to count it out in front of you so you can see how much is in there, because when we turn this over to the sheriff's office, it's then going to go to marshals, that's going to go to the next sheriff's office. So this is us verifying that we're putting all of your money in here.
Oh, he just said you didn't, honey. He just said he took some money and put it down the side of his pants.
My name on there also. Can y'all like I don't know the protocol with that, but like can y'all check y'all like his person? Because like if anything is on him, look, like, sir, it would be in big. No, I don't look. I'm gonna show you right here. Look at me. Look at me. All of you guys.
You got to look in the car, bro. You stashed the money in the car that you're going to drive away in, douchebag.
Look, so look, this is all I want to explain to you guys. Most of the time, when somebody know they didn't, like when somebody knows for a fact they didn't do anything, they're not gonna just, you know what I'm saying, like let you search them. And I don't have kids, you know what I'm saying, but I know how that goes because my mom did foster care. So I'm like up to par with all of that. And on top of that, if I didn't do anything, like how me and you've been talking the whole time, yes, just sir, like how me and you was talking the whole time, if I didn't do anything, I have nothing that I'm worried about. You know what I'm saying? There will be no reason for him to show me his pockets and stuff. Like I know for a fact. No, I want you to feel comfortable. I would have felt comfortable if your colleagues would have searched you at the exact time where I knew where the money was. Because I seen you kept going in between your legs, and then every time everybody put all of the attention on me, you kept moving. I don't know if it's in your door. I don't know where it's at, but just like look, I don't even care to find the money. But how you know for a fact that I'm right? Come here. Do you mind if I move?
Get him out of the way. Get him out of the way. Get him out of the way.
Do you see anything?
No, yeah. Look, I'm not even gonna touch it. It's blue hundreds right here. It's all the blue hundreds are right there behind that receipt. Thank you. All that's my money. He didn't have that.
This is your money?
Yes, I heard him crumble it up. Thank you. All that's been recorded, right? That's my money. That's my money right there.
Sir, you've been watching me that whole time.
I seen you take it. I seen you crumble it. Just count it.
Oh, he's caught. He's caught. Dirty piggy got caught stealing money. You dirty pig. You got caught stealing money. The pig got caught stealing his money. You are a pig. There it is right there. There it is. We got it. Pig got caught. Put in the comment section. Pig got caught. Pig got caught stealing the money. And that one cop went over there so sure. He was like, oh yeah, we got him. Busted, said what the puck. Busted. You dirty jackboot thug pig. Listen, we don't trust you. We don't trust you. There it is in a nutshell. We don't trust you. You guys have created your own secret organization where you set policies, procedures, and protocols that the general public doesn't agree with. We don't agree with your policies, procedures, and protocols. We don't agree with them. We don't want to be treated that way. And now your policy, procedure, and protocol was to confiscate the guy's money, and the cop gets caught stealing the guy's money. He calls it out. Had this one cop not been so magnanimous where he was going to be the most giving, I'm going to show you, right? No, bro, you outed your own piggy. You outed your own piggy.
It's blue. The money,
Okay, now watch. See, this is, I wanted to go back right here where the cop goes, see, he's nervous. This guy here is nervous, but watch.
In your door, I don't know where it's at, but just like, look, I don't even care to find the money, but how you know for a fact that I'm right.
Come here.
Oh,
the money, but how you know for a fact that I'm right.
He's looking in the door to see if you can see the money.
Come here.
Look how nervous this pig right here is.
Come here.
Do you mind if I move?
Come here. I'm not telling you.
Oh no, he's blocking. He's blocking everybody out. Got in the way of the body cam and the guy who's chained up. I'm not going to call them a detainee anymore.
I want you to hold me so you know that.
Look how nervous this piggy is. He's got the look of nervousness in his eyes.
Okay. Do you see anything?
No, yeah. I'm not even going to touch it. It's blue hundreds right here.
So he tried to block.
Do you see anything?
No, yeah.
Do you see anything? No, yeah, I do. And look, this guy now knows that rush of blood's going to his head. He knows he's caught.
I'm not even going to touch it. It's blue hundreds right here. It's all the blue hundreds are right there behind that receipt. Thank you. All that's my money. He didn't have that.
This is your money?
Yes, I heard him crumble it up. Thank you. All that's been recorded, right? That's my money. That's my money right there.
Cop should have remained silent.
Sir, you've been watching me that whole time.
I seen you take it. I seen you crumble
Sir,
it. Just
that is not me.
If I'm right, it's going to be around $1,000 if I'm right. And like I told you, I just went to Wendy's. I seen you still.
No, sir.
If you don't mind, I just want to sit down so y'all don't try to say I'm resistant. I don't want to do nothing. All I know for a fact is I know what I know and I've seen it.
Oh my God. Wait a minute. Just hold on 1 second. Hold the phone. Everybody, just real quick. So here's how experienced he is about being abused by cops. This is a very magical moment. Don't let this just pass you by. Pay very close attention to what you're about to see and hear right here on this video.
I don't want to, sir. If you don't mind, I just want to sit down so y'all don't try to say I'm resistant. I don't want to do nothing. All I know for a fact is I know what I know and I've seen it. You still.
No, sir.
If you don't mind, I just want to sit down so y'all don't try to say I'm resistant. I don't want to do nothing. All I know for a fact is I know what I know and I've seen it. I just wanted you guys to trust me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was just acting a little irate, but I'm perfectly fine. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to expose.
That is not me, bud.
Brother, I just seen you steal my money. It was no reason
sir.
to pop my rubber band, brother. It was no reason for me to pop my rubber band off my money.
I didn't pop your rubber band off your money.
I heard it. Me and you just spoke about it. You heard him agree to it when I first got it. I said, I heard you.
So, but did you hear the part where he says that he's just going to go down on the ground so that they don't say he's resisting or something? Because he's just outed one of the blue line thugs for being the jackboot thug pig that he is and caught him stealing his money. So then after that, what is his natural inclination to do? His natural, taught, nurtured inclination is to go down low and squat down and completely make himself even more incapacitated than himself already with his wrists pinned behind his back. Now he has to go down to the ground and say, well, I want to make sure that you know that I'm not resisting or anything. That is gold. That lets you know the system that's been built around us. And now with social media, we can all finally circle around a video and huddle and assemble and say, look at this dog shit system. This doesn't work for the digital era today, where you can put a tracking device on someone's wrist in 2 seconds flat that they can't get off. I'm just going to lock this on your wrist. Now you can do whatever you want. You want to take off running down the road? Go ahead. You're not going to get it off. and it's rubber. You can't even stretch it, can't get it off. It's stuck on your wrist like glue. But God forbid we do that. We got to chain people up like they're Kuta Kente. That's the whole goal. Man, this was telling.
You said, "Oh, I had to do something." It's okay. It's okay. I know. I just witnessed here today. Mr. Chapman went in my money. He separated my money. He was trying to steal it, and I caught him. He put it in between his legs, and as his colleagues was witnessed here today, Mr. Chapman went in my money. He separated my money. He was trying to steal it, and I caught him. He put it in between his legs, and as his colleagues approached me, he worked it towards the door. He tried to make it seem like I was lying. I'm not going anywhere. I'm in full custody of these officers. I'm being detained. I'm not going anywhere. I don't want any problem. I'm not armed. I didn't do anything wrong. I was just pulled over for a traffic stop. He just tried to steal some of my money.
Okay, we're hearing you, but there's no need to say all of that.
No, I was just looking at the camera. No,
There's no need to point out all the facts while you're on body camera. No, that copper right there, that little pigtail, she's full of shit. What do I teach you? As you're filming, why are you grabbing me? Why are you attacking me? You heard me when that dirty jackboot thug pig Brandon Bork arrested me and I just had 4 months in jail. I said, why are you grabbing me? Okay, I'll go to your car. I'm going to your car. I narrated the entire thing as it was happening. When it's happening to you, their body cams are running. There's a small chance we'll get the body camera. You have to narrate what is happening in the scene so that we know later. You can't just say, I know that guy's stealing my money and put your head down. He's stealing my money. No. You need to be as loud and as boisterous as this gentleman was, explaining as he's chained up like Kuta Kente that this is the criminal right here, this guy right here. And you notice his whole shape shifting started. He went from the lizard he is.
Of these, I seem like I was lying. I'm not
Now look at him right here. You can see he's caught. Watch him. Watch his face.
going anywhere. I'm in full custody.
Put it in the comment section. JBTP. Lion, Jack, Boot, Thug, Pig. BZ Watchdog. Thanks for coming by, man. Let's do a stream on your channel. I'm going to show your video next, BZ. I got your video up next in the queue if you want to stick around. If you got to go to bed, I get it, though.
Of these officers, I'm being detained. I'm not going anywhere. I don't want any problem. I'm not armed. I didn't do anything wrong. I was just pulled over for a traffic stop. He just tried to steal some of my money.
Okay, we're hearing you, but there's no need to say all of
No,
that.
Yes, there is a need, honey bunny.
I was just looking at the camera. No, I just know how it goes. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want to cause.
My camera's on the entire time. All right,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
let's take it down a notch.
Yes, ma'am. I apologize. I'm so sorry.
Now he has to say he's sorry for them stealing his money because he's in the dungeon. And if you don't know, let me be the first to tell you, they can kill you in the dungeon. They can kill you if you don't comply. And there's more to what I'm saying now. I'm going to put a lid on it until I get the proper research done, and then I'll announce something pretty big.
So what are we going to do about this problem? Because he just tried to steal some of my money.
sir,
And I'm
I
not
did
trying
not.
to put any allegations on him. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm not
No, you are alleging. You are putting allegations on him. You're claiming he stole your money. Stand by what you're saying.
words like to try to hurt anybody. I just know what I know. And then I don't even like the fact, but I know you guys have like special protocol. I don't even like the fact that he just tried to steal and nobody like stood up for it. You feel what I'm saying? Like nobody was like, okay.
Nobody saw anything
But I
that you were
seen
saying,
everything.
but nobody saw anything that you said.
I appreciate it, Mr. Morris. You his sergeant.
Yes, he is my sergeant.
Sir, I have
Let's check out what Scrubzilla put here. Once known as James Island, Kuta Kente Island. Kuta Kente was a slave who ran away. His foot was chopped off. Kuta Kente Island was a holding ground for captured slaves before they were shipped to America. The island is named for its most famous slave, who was later immortalized, Kuta Kente, who would be the star of a miniseries called Roots that I have seen several times, that I watched several times before I was 10 years old. So I'm very familiar with Kuta Kente. But wow, that pretty much sums it up right there. So you know what I'm saying.
was like, okay.
Nobody saw anything
But I
that you were
seen
saying,
everything.
but nobody saw anything that you said.
I appreciate it, Mr. Morris. You his sergeant.
Yes, he is my sergeant.
Sir, I have 20/20 and I can read. I remember when you called him out. I could tell you everything he said to you. perfect timing. This was perfect. Perfect that you called me out this time because you didn't know the protocol to how a federal warrant was supposed to be taken care of. Correct? Incorrect.
That's correct. That's the reason why I called him out to ask.
But you just separate. Well, so what was the purpose of you separating my money while you gave her money, while you just watched her count my money out in full? Because you just wasted you wasted the evidence pool. Because now she has to rewrite a totally different number. So if I would have agreed to the number that I didn't know when she asked me, then I would have been like ridiculed or seen as a liar or something.
Right. Good night, Dan Hanlon. Thanks for coming, buddy. Yeah, look how incensed he is that the guy was stealing his money.
That's why I didn't answer your question, man, because I said that I had just went to Wendy's. I believe that's my receipt. I only ordered a 10-piece nugget, and I ordered like a fry and something to drink, so I didn't know the actual amount of the money. All I know is when my girlfriend got off work at 5 o'clock, I was supposed to give her that money for the rest of the bills, and she was going to get her car back. I was in a car this week. That's why I wasn't in my own car, man. That was my girlfriend's car, Diamond Alexander. That's why when you initially pulled me over, and y'all probably have my phones, you can see the call record. I called her at like 4 or something to let her know, babe, I'm being pulled over in your car. In my eyes, I thought it was going to be for the T-tag, temporary tag thing, the sticker. But like,
it was initially just for your speed, I promise you that.
No, I apologize, sir. I apologize. I'm just trying to do what I got to do. But
It's so funny. This man who should not be subjected to chains and cages and drugged down, he didn't hurt anybody else in society. We have to change it. Jail is only for people that hurt other people. Only for people who won't stop doing physical damage. Only for people who have scared the daylights out of another person and they are literally afraid that you're going to kill them. Then you have to be segregated away from society, even not incarcerated. Segregation over incarceration. A regular town that is all cameras. Imagine a 1 mile square town. It's got a convenience store. It's got a grocery store. It's got a car wash. It has everything you would have normally, but you're segregated in this society where there's apartment buildings and everything else, houses, everything. But you're not incarcerated. You're segregated because there's no need to incarcerate you. We don't need to look up your butt. We don't need to strip search you. We don't need to chain you. You've done something that demands you be segregated out of society, not incarcerated in a dungeon. There's a big difference. There's a very big difference. And so we're seeing now this man who's being incarcerated, he's apologizing for what? So that they don't kill him inside of the dungeon. He's afraid they're going to kill him once he gets put inside of that dungeon.
know for a fact what I heard. I have 20/20 vision. I'm not a criminal. I don't do things that I'm not supposed to. I heard him tampering with that rubber band. Okay. That rubber band was on that money because my girlfriend gave me the money this morning and told me I wasn't even supposed to be in her car. I just took it because I didn't want to be Ubering around all day, and my girlfriend had a car and she was going to work. I was supposed to be picking her up off Central at her job, at her little, where she do cosmetics at. With that money, we supposed to go to the bank. Y'all, I'm pretty sure when y'all check the car, y'all see the little Chase.
What's your full name?
Concrete Tyree Moon. M-O-N-C-R-E, last name Moon.
Everybody, welcome Tony. Thanks for coming, Tony. God bless you, man.
Do we have all your information?
Yes, sir, but I want to know what y'all gonna do about Mr. Chapman.
Okay.
He was just caught at work tampering with evidence.
Mr. Moon, I'm gonna do my job, all right? So
I want it wrote down. I'm not gonna lie. Now listen, Mr. Morris, I'm not gonna cut you off.
Listen, there's nothing I can give you right now to tell you what I'm gonna do. But like, I can tell you what I'm gonna do.
No. Hold on a minute. What would happen to you or I? Hold on. Just put it in the chat for me. If someone said, Chille's got my money, I have a blue Wendy's receipt, and he broke the rubber band, it's in his car door. And then they said, let me take a look, and they found the wadded up, crushed up money next to a Wendy's receipt. What would happen to me next? What would be the next thing that happened to me? I'm just wondering if you guys could tell me what would happen to me next. I mean, straight to the dungeon. Straight to the dungeon. In handcuffs. Right there, i.e. Candy. In handcuffs. Right now. Immediately. What would happen to me? What would happen to me? I would be on the floor in the stress position where I have to lay bellied out, where I have to give people exposure to the back of my neck. I'd be in jail, says April. In 2 seconds flat. He stole my money. He crushed it up and put it in the door, or it's between the seats. They open the door. They find the money. I would be in the dungeon. Now, it wouldn't even be a delay. Arrested. Bree said arrested. 2 seconds flat. I mean, anybody disagree? Bleeding. Andrea Gray said I'd be bleeding. Love Win said I would get punched. Because if I put my hands up to say, no, 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 they might punch me, then put me in the torture cuffs. And Little Monkey loves what you said, Tony. Loves you, Tony. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it, man. We don't stop. Put it in the chat. We don't stop. We're going to watch BZ Watchdogs video next. Everybody welcome Snow 2020. Thanks for becoming a member, Snow. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Every little bit helps. I'm going to be down a little bit for a little while, but when we sue that judge and we go around her judicial immunity, ooh, it's going to be sweet. It is going to be so sweet. I mean, listen, for the judge, Ann Zimmerman, that woman out there who put me in that dungeon, I forgive her completely. I forgive you, Ann. If Ann Zimmerman, if one of her friends sees this video, I forgive you, Ann, for what you did to me. You're going to have to pay, though. You're going to have to pay. There's going to be a financial settlement here because me and Team DLZ are going to Vegas and we're having a partay. I'm going to spend $100,000 from the 7 figures that we get, and I'm going to have a huge partay. Gigantic. It's going to be absolutely enormous how big the partay is going to be. And let me tell you something. We're at $3,800 now. We got to get to at least $50,000. We have to get to at least $50,000. Here's the link for the GoFundMe. I just stuck it in there. We got to get to $50,000. There's a lawyer I want to hire. I know who I want to hire already. One of the top civil rights attorneys in the country. I want to hire this lawyer. It's going to cost about $50,000. There's the link for the GoFundMe. We have a party in Vegas. I mean, I'm even willing to give people's donations back to them when we get that settlement. I don't know if I can legally say that. I don't know what the legal, maybe Michael Eline is here. What are the parameters, Michael Eline? Can I ask for people for donations if I then promise to give them back? Or because I don't mind giving back every single dime, not every single dime. Because if we win $1 million and it costs $100,000 to get there and people donated for me to get there, I don't mind giving them their money back. I just don't know what the legal parameters are if I'm allowed to say that, because I gladly will give back. I would gladly. Oh, I can't wait. Someone else just joined too. I just saw another member come in. WM, everybody welcome WM. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Every little bit helps. We're going to sue the pants off these people. We are going to sue the pants off these people. Snow 2020 as well.
Listen, I'm going to do my job, all right? So
I want it wrote down. I'm not gonna lie. Now, listen, Mr. Morris, I'm not gonna cut you off.
Listen, there's nothing I can give you right now to tell you what I want to do. But like, what I can tell you what I want to do.
There it is. I can donate back. So there, I can make that announcement. I think I want to make really sure. I don't want to get in trouble. If you donate to me and we win the money, then I'll donate it back to you. I think that that's legal. I think that that's perfectly legal, and I don't mind doing that one single bit. And maybe even get you a hotel room in Vegas, because we're going to have a gigantic Team DLZ, MPE, BZ Watchdog, Brick, and Texas Gal. We're going to have a huge party.
If you allege that he did something, honestly,
did you recount the extra money?
No, it's not 100.
Oh, it's 900. I have it right here.
It's 900.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That was what I should put in. It was
So like
everybody welcome Woody. So now we're seeing that the copper stole $900.
So you allege that Officer Chapman did something.
So you guys don't
listen. I'm telling you exactly what I'm going to do.
So he's concerned that they stole his money. He wants to know and understand the process, but this pig is so used to being a dickhead pig that he can't stop himself from being a dickhead pig and have a little empathy, a little bit of sympathy, a little bit of understanding for the man whose money was just stolen in front of him. He can't stop himself from being the dick that he is. He can't stop himself. He can't give it up.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Now watch how quickly. So he counts to 9. Now he's going to ask one question. The dickhead cop's going to snap.
That was what I should put in. It was
So like if you allege that Officer Chapman did something.
So you guys don't
listen. Listen.
So he says alleged, and he says alleged, so you guys don't. And then he's not allowed to say anything else. They caught him. They caught that copper stealing. They caught that copper stealing. All you got to do is do it right. All you got to do is do it right. That's all you have to do. Do things the right way. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal. That's it. That's the whole barrier to being a part of society. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal. That's it. Of course, don't hurt or kill. But the basic three, don't lie, cheat, or steal, and you're going to be fine. Most of the time, you're going to be okay. What happened to me? The prosecutor lied, said I didn't back up. The cop lied, said I didn't back up. The dishonorable and biased judge said, oh, there's some 21-foot rule, knowing that there's no NRS code. There's a 21-foot rule. They all lied. They all cheated. They stole my freedom. This cop here, he's lying, cheating, and stealing. What do you think you're going to get? You only got to do 3. No lying, cheating, or stealing. Mike, over at the great radio station, 25 months. We're going to get her, brother. We are going to get her. I promise you. We're going to get her through the legal system. We are going to get her through the legal system. I swear to you.
I'm telling you exactly what I'm going to do. Do not parse every word I'm telling you. I'm telling you exactly what I'm going to do, all right? Is that I have to get on the phone. I have to call my supervisors to run up the chain, all right? But you're still going to jail.
Oh yeah, I understand.
Okay,
I wasn't trying
but like that's why I'm asking you if you gave them all of your information on how to get in contact with you. Did you do that?
That's his question? Are you kidding me? Honestly, this is embarrassing. Audio silence, Team DLZ. Thanks, Chille, for the late stream. I work early. Have a good night. Thank you, buddy. It is nice to sleep in my own bed. I'll tell you that. It is nice. So this copper's whole position is
to jail. Oh yeah, I understand. Okay, but like that's why I'm asking you if you gave them all of your information on how to get in contact with you. Did you do that? Name,
only thing I got my first name last name.
Do we have address and a phone number?
You still have a gold pan?
Yes, sir.
Proceed to get your phone number. Get everything else.
What's your phone number?
You can take my girlfriend's number.
oh my God. As if yeah, I saw that. He's got his own little bed.
And my mom, you take my mom number too.
So what's your girlfriend's name? What's your mom's name?
To be or not to be, I still see you. You're not blocked.
Okay, you'll be hearing from us soon, all right?
Yeah, Michael, can you look into this for me? Because here's what I want to do. Look, and you guys, we're gonna get a settlement. I don't know how much it's gonna be, but Michael, I want to know because I don't know what the rules are to GoFundMe. Can I put on there that if we win the court case, I'll just give their donations back plus a little bit for the Vegas party? Because I don't mind one bit. We need to sue the judge. We need to sue the prosecutor. We need to sue the coppers properly. I got a guy that I want to hire, Michael, and I just want to know if it's legal for me to promise money back that we don't know if we're going to get or not. I think we will. We are talking about the American legal system here. So I'm talking maybe it's at least better than 50-50, but I would like to be able to give the people's money back. That would be absolutely great. That would be absolutely amazing. Michael Carter said, I believe you can give someone up to $10,000 a year without getting in trouble. I just want to, for each little donation of $5, $20, $50, whatever it is, $100, I want to be able to give that money back to people. Yeah, they only want arrests. Yeah. So anyway, something to think about.
Do you have a piece of paper on you?
Yeah. For
just for like to put in my property. I would like
Exactly, Deep Fryer. Exactly. I don't want to make empty promises because we could lose, but I want to have enough funds to hire this badass attorney that I want to hire. I just want to make sure that we do it properly. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal. And if you do those 3 things, then you should be fine, because the truth always comes out, and you just tell people the truth. We did the case. We hired this attorney. Here's how much we paid him. We lost. We won. Here's the, you know what I mean? Just do it above board. If you don't lie, cheat, or steal, man, your life goes so much better. Just avoid lying, cheating, and stealing. Don't even lie that you're in the car. If someone says, hey, are you here yet? And you say, I'm in the car. I'm almost at the stoplight, but you're in the bathroom doing your hair. Just tell them, I'm not in the car yet, but I'm going to be in the car in a second. Just omit it from your life. Even little tiny white lies that you told that you were used to telling, stop telling them. Just tell the truth, even if it's hard. If you think you're not going to be accepted or you're nervous, just don't say anything. It's better not to say anything than to spout a lie out of your mouth. It's just better. Trust me, man. I've been down the road, and this is my experience. It's better if you don't lie, cheat, or steal.
You to write down Sergeant Moore's name. I would like for you to write down Mr. Lack's name. I would like for you to write down your name and Mr. Chapman's name.
Right,
and it's not like I just don't want to forget it. You
Let me finish searching you.
Yes, ma'am.
I gotta get you in my car. Okay?
My information is also on the citation.
I appreciate it, sir. I appreciate you guys for like analyzing the situation, because like if it wasn't said like this or seen like this or foreseen like this, nobody would have believed me. You feel what I'm saying? I just wanted you guys to believe me, and I'm sorry if I seemed irate or
There's another $1 in your pocket.
Or I'm sorry if I seemed like I was doing too much. I just wanted you guys to believe me without me having to do anything like to show you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like try to grab him or try to like reach in his car and grab the money while I heard it. You know what I'm saying? And I know it was a lot going on. Yes, ma'am.
Where's the cop in cuffs? Why isn't the cop in cuffs? This cop right here on the far left of the screen.
Yeah, they'll do that again at the at intake.
Yes, ma'am.
Captain, his ID is on the dashboard up there.
Okay.
Do you mind putting it in my evidence file? Can I get like y'all names wrote down?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So like this is what's going to happen, all right? We have people coming in. Obviously, they have to talk to you, all right? So I want to hold on to your weapon right quick, okay?
Yep. Go ahead. Just take the whole holster off. It's one of them.
QLS.
I got it.
Sergeant Burke and
Which, let me just say this, okay? Let me just say this. Why does he have to be disarmed? I don't like cops. You guys know that. I don't trust cops. We know that. Put a 1 in the chat if you don't trust cops. Put a 1 in the chat if you don't like cops, okay? The man stole some money. He didn't kill anybody. He didn't threaten to kill anybody. He never threatened to shoot anybody. He never threatened anybody at all whatsoever, other than putting chains on people, which is completely immoral. But why does he need to be disarmed? Why do you have to take his... I don't... If he's going to go ballistic and kill himself or kill others, he's going to do it anyway. But you take his gun away from him because he stole something? There's plenty of people who do criminal stuff that don't ever hurt another person. I don't understand why. I'm not on the side of the cop. I think you guys can agree with me, right? You don't think I'm on the side of the copper. You don't think I am. I'm on the side of justice and liberty and truth and transparency. That's the side I'm on. This copper is a criminal. He's the thief. But he's not a murderer maybe I'm screaming into the abyss here. I don't know. But it doesn't seem to me that his gun needs to be stripped away right now. It just doesn't make any sense to me how we're treated so poorly.
one of his detectives will come and speak to you, all right? So just chill out, relax. Do you need anything?
No, I just want to apologize to everyone. I say, man, one of these things, dude. And I'm sorry.
I hear, brother. Anything to drink or anything, man?
No.
What? What? I'm so. When the dirty copper Brendan Bork and that thug Jesse Sandoval had me in torture cuffs, my mouth, the wind was blowing 25, 30 miles an hour. So the wind was chapping my face. My mouth was dry because they're threatening to shoot me with tasers. They got my arms behind my back. My lips are white from being so chapped. And instead of offering me a drink of water and treating me with any kind of respect or dignity, they continue to patronize me and ask me if I was on drugs or what chemicals I had taken. Meanwhile, this pig here is caught on camera stealing money without being in cuffs or nothing. He apologizes for being a criminal, and then the cop...
I'm sorry.
I hear, brother. Anything to drink or anything, man?
No.
All right.
Just want to say I'm sorry.
I got you, brother. Well, we're going to walk out of here and close the door, okay, until they get here, okay, buddy? All right. Let me know if you need anything, all right?
I'm good, sorry. I appreciate it.
He's going to cry? Hold on. Hold on a second.
Let me know if you need anything, all right?
I'm good, sorry. I appreciate it.
He sounds like he's going to cry? Wait a minute. Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department? Is that CMPD? Is that Charlotte Mecklenburg? Is this where my buddy Alan Hubbs lives? So I'm just so confused here. He's going to cry? He's going to cry? He arrested a guy, put him in chains, took his money away from him, said, no, we're just going to inventory it so you get all your money back. He stole the money, then denied stealing the money, tried to block the car so they couldn't look in there. One of these guards decided, oh, no, he couldn't have done it. So he went over and opened the door. They found the money, and now he's going to be doing the crying? This guy's crying? He's crying? Just like that, huh? Just like that. Put in the comment section, JBTP, Jack Boot Thug Pig, Jack Boot Thug Pig. Put it in the comment section, JBTP. Venmo is at ChilleDeCastro, and put on their Justice Fund. If you go to Venmo, that's it right there. I put it in the chat for you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm taking all the money from Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, putting it in the Justice Fund. And I'll show you guys when I take money out of there to give to that attorney. I'll show you guys all my receipts because we don't stop. We can't stop. Listen, I make money by selling trifolds. That's how I make money. This is how I make a living. Donations go to lawyers. And you guys donated over 60 grand while I was in the dungeon. The lawyer bills are over 77,000. So that's where we are right now. And I'm not going to stop. For the dirty judge, Ann Zimmerman, the dirty judge she is, she's going to have to pay. And I think we're going to get around her judicial immunity because of all the individual little things that she did. We'll do a whole video on that. Right now, thank you, amazing 3DG. I appreciate it, man. I want to get into You're Done. I want to get into BZ Watchdog's video here real quick, and I want to see. He was showing it earlier. Michael Eline was showing it earlier, and I wanted to watch it, but I was... He gets into a pretty heavy back and forth with these coppers.
Stealing your hard-earned money today. You're annoyed.
But there's a point where you have a back and forth with the coppers, and that's what I'm trying to do.
maybe they went. But yeah, guys, I've got about, I think based on the length of the body cam footage of the last time I got a couple footage and the pirate of the day, north side at about the Fort Worth area, between Maine and Jacksboro Highway, on north side at about the thousand block. We got the first Spaceball of the day, Evil Knievel over here, road pirate of the day, stealing this poor guy's hard-earned money. That's right, TGA in the house. Texas Cal audience. Too bad I don't have a Trans Am. I'd roll up right now and be like whistling and flipping him off and burning out my tires like Smokey and the Bandit.
So BZ Watchdog just sent me another video, and he said it was right here. He invokes his Fifth Amendment right at the 2-minute mark.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, BZ?
Well, I found this little Dickens back here hiding with little back here. Found him hiding in the corner while I was looking for Chuck. And this guy back here had a truck lit up. So just trying to figure out what he was doing. That's right, little fella. He was trying to see what I was doing because I came over here. Watching the watchers. That's right. That's right. Come next to me. Come ask me for ID. Come ask me for ID.
I hope you pull out your cop card. Oh, he turned his lights on too.
Trying to light me up, huh? You know, it's called prior restraint. Hello. I'm going to go ahead and invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.
There it is right there. There it is right there.
Hello. I'm going to go ahead and invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, my Fourth Amendment, my First Amendment right to film you.
Okay, well, there is a criminal trespass affidavit on file for this property, meaning there is no one allowed on this property.
Okay, I didn't see a sign, but that's fine. I appreciate you giving me the warning.
Okay.
I just came to see it because I saw your lights on in the corner, so I figured I'd come over here and see what you were doing.
Okay. Yep. You just need to leave the premises.
No, that's fine, and I appreciate the reasonable amount of time to leave. I know the law, but I just didn't see the trespass warning sign when I came in. So,
okay.
Are you blinding my camera?
On your camera.
I mean, I know you want to see my hands. That's fine. I don't mind. You know, officer safety, right?
Willing to show your ID or no?
Come on, man. You going to hit me with that?
Just asking.
You're asking and not demanding, and I'm going to politely reject that. Okay. So,
politely ask you to leave the
I will be politely going ahead and complying with that.
Okay.
So, can I get your name and badge number before I leave, sir?
James 819.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. You have yourself a wonderful evening.
All right, take care.
And I'll see you out here.
Take care.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
I'd like to see this little trespass sign as he blinded me with a freaking flashlight.
So I got to show you this.
And that's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to get with BZ over the next 24 to 48 hours, and I'm going to show a bunch of his videos, a bunch of his audits. So BZ, if you're up and you're listening to this, let's you just sent me another one, 6 minute to 10 minute mark. Let's do a whole BZ watchdog. Let's do a whole BZ watchdog live stream, and we'll set it up so I know where to go on each and every one of your videos. Thank you, amazing 3DG. Yeah, that's correct. That is correct. BZ is boss. Brick Jones. Amazing 3D. Right on. Invoke 541. Dave Hall. Nailed it. Hey, Dave, how's the IF going? How's the intermittent fasting going? I want to show you guys something, though, that I just saw. Someone just sent this to me. And okay, so that's as much as I can show. There's as much of this video as I mean, maybe I could show a little more. I mean, I don't know, but how about this? I can just show you like this. There it is. He's holding so he's holding the guy and punching him in the face. He grabs the top of his head and he's punching him in the face. There's a fist to the face again. He's just punching this guy in the face over and over and over and over again. He punches him like 10 times. What? You're covered in blood.
Get in the car. I got covered in blood. Get in the car. From your blood. Get in. Want the wagon? Nope. We want to see the blood. Show me the blood. Get in the car. Shut the up, you little punk. Get in.
Perfect, bro. You nailed it.
Disorderly, disturbing, civil rights violation. What else we got?
Civil rights? Yeah, I know.
Get in the car! Get in the car! Get in! The door time. I can't get in the car. You spit. Attacking on an AV charge. Can I get in the car, dude? Like, come on, dude. Can I get in the car? Get your in there. Car, whatever. Can I get in the car?
Punch. 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 Those are hammer fists too. Those aren't just regular punches. Those are hammer fists. And so if you guys don't know the difference between a fist punch is like this. I'm going to punch you like this. A hammer punch, I'm using my back and my arm. I'm hammer punching down like this, like I'm a hammer. It's a much harder punch than a regular punch like this. You got your triceps and part of your back and scapula. And if you do a twisting motion, that's what adds the torque to really laying some leather on somebody. But if you want to really hurt somebody when they're down or they're indefensible, you want to hammer punch them. If you're not going to punch someone like this in a fight with a hammer punch. You hammer punch someone when they're already incapacitated. Then you punch them straight down, coming north to south. See, my hammer fist comes up here and comes down. He's hammer fisting him in the face right here over and over and over again. So let me just try to, yeah, right there. That looked like that's a regular fist to the face there. Look at that. Punched him again. Punched him a bunch of times. So it grabs him by the head there. Now here comes the punches. And I got to go 1 second at a time. So there's the first hammer punch to the head. And here's the 6 second pulled back. Here's the 7 second. Here's the 8 second. So this guy's just getting brutalized, just getting punched over and over and over again. And so there's a good news to this story. Sentenced to 2 years of supervised release, first 6 months of house arrest. So the cop didn't get in trouble. Okay, so that's what this says here. He punched a handcuffed man 13 times in the face, sentenced to 2 years of supervised release. Well, you know, it's funny because there were so many people who were in the dungeon for all kinds of crimes. One person had a DUI, hit somebody in the car and hurt them, and they got 30 days in jail. I was in jail for filming a cop for 114 days. This copper actually beat someone's face in as they were chained up, and he got house arrest. You see? Do you see how the system is working? The system is working for the system is working for the way that they want it to work against us, but they don't want it to work against them. Because this cop, I mean, you guys just saw it. Let me show you a couple more moments of this. I mean, maybe I should just show it. You know what I mean? It's a demonetized. They always want to demonetize me anyway.
Attacking on an AV charge. Can I get in the car, dude? Like, come on, dude. Can I get in the car? Get your in the car with that motherfucker. Can I get in the car?
Huh. Well, there that is. They're just. I mean, how is that not a jailable offense? You can put me in jail for filming a cop. They put me in jail for filming a cop. A cop can beat someone's face in as they're chained up with their arms behind their back, but that's house arrest. Oh, what a load of shit. What a load of poop in your pants. What a load of poop in your pants. Take that poop out of your pants and wipe it all over your face. You're a moron, you dirty jackboot thug pig. This guy should be in jail. He should be in jail for what he did. There's no way in the world that should be allowed to stand. That's the worst thing I think I've seen in so long. It's unbelievable. They put me in jail for filming a cop. That cop beat a guy's face in, hammer punched his face. It's just so hard for me to understand how I could be put in jail for literally months on end. But a cop who we catch on camera beating somebody's head in, that guy doesn't deserve to be put in jail. It's just so confusing to me. How is it that I can be thrown in jail? It's just, I mean, the level of violence that this cop did to this guy, but yet they put me in jail for filming a cop. That is just absolutely incredible. That is so unbelievable. It's just so, I'm just so disappointed.
On January 8, 2024, an officer conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle for various non-moving violations in Oak Lawn, Illinois. These violations included driving without front and rear license plates, illegal headlights, and illegal window tints. Illinois. These violations included driving without front and rear license plates,
no front or back plate,
illegal headlights,
and
illegal window tints.
Illegal window tinting.
That's a traffic stop. Turn your car.
I don't care. What you stopping for? Because I'm gonna plate. I just bought the time.
Tints are illegal.
Okay, it don't matter.
It does.
Move out the way.
Turn off your car. Turn off your car. Stay right there. Turn off your car.
I'm not finna turn it. What do you want?
This is a traffic stop. Turn off your car.
And my motherfucking car overheating.
I see that. You got your driver's license, insurance, please.
Yeah. What do you want, bro?
This is a traffic stop. I'm pulling you over for your tints.
I don't know, bro. I'm on 95th and I'm on 87th. And what is this?
Can I have your driver's license, please?
I'm on 87th and Cicero.
Can I have your driver's license, please?
My motherfucking car overheating.
Okay. Can I have your driver's license, please?
Here, what station you in?
So there it is right there, you know, and I think I almost sound like a broken record, but I can get you guys a trifold If you don't have the money, I can get you one. I can get you one digitally. I can mail you a hard copy one. You got to have a trifold in your car that you go step by step. You invoke your Fifth Amendment right. But this bad chicken right here is what I can't do for you. You've got to have your license, registration, and proof of insurance put together on a laminated card. Now, this is only a photocopy of Denzel Washington's fake California driver's license. Obviously, I'm not Denzel Washington. And then a current of your copy registration. And then you want to have your proof of insurance on your laminated card. Everything goes inside of your trifold. And then you take this fancy broccoli wad rubber band that I put in your envelope and you put it above your visor. Everything goes like this. Then when the cop comes up without you having to really have much interaction with him, you immediately just want to slide out your documents and give them to him. So that way you don't have to deal with the pig. Because that's what most of them are. Most of them are bad people. Most of them are bad people who want to hurt you, punch you in the face, and then get house arrest for it. I mean, we just saw that. So I can't do this for you, though. You have to do this for yourself. You got to get this done.
Don't stop. Don't open my motherfucking door.
Take your hand out of your pocket and give me a driver's license.
Here.
Door stays open.
Yeah, hurry up. I'm on 95th and what? What is this? Hurry up and do what you finna do.
Central 311. Can I get another unit, please? I also got a file for you.
Yeah, these motherfuckers always fucking with me. Always.
You have insurance?
Yeah, I got insurance.
Can I see it, please?
Yeah, they steady fucking with me.
10-4.
I don't know. He ain't following me for shit. I was on 87th Central. This motherfucker ain't go past where he's supposed to go past.
Do you have insurance, sir?
Yeah, I got insurance. I told you I had insurance.
Can I see it? I'm asking you to see it. You're
Yeah,
not
I'm finna
producing
pull that for you right now.
Okay. Well, if you answer me, I don't have to keep asking the
Okay,
question.
and don't ask me no more. There you go, right there. Here, don't grab my phone. Look at it.
I can't see it.
Okay, it don't matter. Look at it. You can see it right here.
Okay.
Look at it.
I'll
Don't
just
grab
write
my
you.
phone.
I'll just write you a ticket.
No, you're not gonna write me shit. Here, look at it.
Stay inside the car.
Look at it. You're not gonna write me shit. Give me my motherfucking phone. You're not gonna write me shit.
This isn't to this car.
So that's a snatching. And I believe Michael Eline can give you the law on that, or maybe Cat Law can. You're not allowed to snatch someone's phone out of your hand. That's assault. I think it's called snatching. I haven't had a chance to research this. Michael and I talked about it when I was in the dungeon when he came to visit me. You can't snatch it out. Do you actually have to give them docs, or can you just present them, aka hold them up at the window and he can get the information from there? I choose to have my stuff all ready to go. A photocopy of my driver's license front and back, and a photocopy of my registration and my proof of insurance. I choose to have this done like this so that way all I have to focus on next is the camera work. He doesn't even, and you guys have seen, I've been pulled over 3 times on camera where I only presented the photocopy of my ID, the photocopy of the back of my ID, and the cop never asked to see my real ID. Because a photocopy of your driver's license with the front and back, he can run the information. It matches your registration and proof of insurance, and then he has all the information he needs. Now what I want to focus on is invoking my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. That's what I want to do. And the reason why I make a photocopy of my driver's license is because it frustrates me. It makes me upset when they take my license and they put it in their pocket like they own my property. It really pisses me off. So that's why originally, before I did a trifold, this is how I did my license. I made a photocopy of it. And then you want to focus on just your stop. Focus on just your stop. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. If he says, where are you coming from? I just point. Where you been? I just point. If you have a gun, I just point. If he asks me if I'm willing to take a drunk test, I just point. That's all I do. I don't answer any of their questions. And I start off with, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right. Now, if they say to me, hey, you got to get out of the car. If they say, hey, don't film me, I don't want to be filmed, then I can say, it's right here, my right to film cops, Turner versus Driver, that I have the right to film police. Cop wants to ID my passenger. There's a whole section on that. Cop says he smells something. Cop tells me to get out. You know, everything that you need to do. Cop says he wants to search my car. I might give him consent and then revoke consent using the 2018 case of United States versus Williams. If he says he wants to search my car, I'll tell him yes. And then he says, okay, I'm going to search it. Then you say, I revoke consent. But you see, you have to have the step-by-step tutorial on your visor. And then if you have this on your visor and you use your camera like this, then we'll help you. We'll crowdfund your lawyer. We will make sure that justice is served as long as you got everything on camera. So many guys in jail said, hey, Chille, we saw that you hire lawyers for people all over the country. I don't. You guys do. I crowdfund the lawyer fee, but that's only because it was caught on camera and their rights were violated. If your rights are violated, you use the trifold and it's caught on camera, we will crowdfund your legal fees. You've got to have a way to be able to fight back against the system. This is how you do it. You invoke your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Then no matter what that jackboot thug pig says to you, if he tells you don't have a right to film cops, or he wants you to get out of the car, if he tells you that you can't park on the highway, you can't park here. Yes, I can. If he tells you he wants to search your car, if he tells you that you're threatening him, specific words that instigate violence are threats. Me telling you that I think you're a jackboot thug pig and that you're a little bitch, those are not fighting words. Fighting words are very specific. They're outlined in Chaplinsky versus New Hampshire from 1942, and they're not saying that I think you're a jackboot thug pig. Those are not fighting words. That's my truth. That's how I feel, and I'm telling you my truth. But they're not fighting words. So you have to have it, but you want to make sure, though, that you start, and when you watch this video back, he starts off with a very bad position. We're at 234 here, but if you go to the very beginning of this.
On January 8th, late.
Tints are illegal.
Okay, it don't matter.
It does.
Because I don't got no plate. I just bought the time.
Tints are illegal.
Okay, it don't matter.
Right there. That's all the wrong way. You don't want to have a talk with those cops. You don't want to deal with them at all. And so I pulled this up for you guys so I could show it to you. And I'm going to come right back to this video. We're at 2 minutes and 34 seconds. But I want you guys to read I believe it's 2014, the 2014 case of North Carolina versus Heenan. And this is a really important thing for you to understand here. Let me find the actual name of there it is. Heenan, I don't know how to say it. Heenan versus North Carolina. But you have to know the nuts and bolts of this case. On April 29th, 2010, Sergeant Darius of the Sur County Sheriff's Department observed minor Javier Vasquez driving on the I-77 with a broken taillight. Darius was pulled over by a vehicle. He noticed another man, Nicholas Heen, lying under a blanket in the back seat. Darius spoke with the two men, felt that their stories didn't match up. Right there. Do you see what happened? He spoke with the two men and didn't feel like their stories matched up. Why are you talking to the cops? You've already invoked your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. You don't talk to coppers. Put a 1 in the chat if the cops are trying to arrest you. Put a 1 in the chat if the cops are trying to find discrepancies in your story. That's what they're trying to do. He was concerned that Heenan had not gotten up from the back seat. Darius asked for permission to search the vehicle. Heen agreed, and Darius found a bag of chemicals, 54.2 grams. A grand jury indicted Heenan for 2 counts of trafficking. Heen filed a motion to suppress the evidence discovered during the search of his vehicle, and the court trial denied the motion. The North Carolina Court of Appeals reversed the trial court, and held that the traffic stop was not objectively reasonable because North Carolina law only requires 1 working brake light. The North Carolina Supreme Court reversed and held that the officer's mistake of the law is reasonable. The North Carolina Supreme Court reversed and held that when an officer's mistake of the law is reasonable, it may give rise to reasonable suspicion required for a traffic stop of a vehicle under the Fourth Amendment. This comes from Terry versus Ohio. So Heen versus North Carolina is an extension of Terry versus Ohio. The North Carolina Supreme Court sent the case back to the State Court of Appeals. The North Carolina Court of Appeals found no error in the trial court's judgment, A dissenting judge, however, stated that North Carolina's Supreme Court ruling created fundamental unfairness because it held citizens to the traditional rule that ignorance of the law is no excuse. So what does it do? While allowing police to be ignorant of the law based on this dissent, Heen again appealed to the North Carolina Supreme Court, which rejected it. So the United States Supreme Court took up the decision. And here's the constitutional question. Remember, every single time you're going to go to the Supreme Court, you're going to have a constitutional question that these 9 unappointed monarchs who you know nothing about. I mean, put a 1 in the chat if you can't name the current 9 Supreme Court justices. Put a 1 in the chat if you can't name the ones from 20 years ago. You have no idea who they are. Of course you don't. No one does. I know a little bit. I've learned myself. Does a police officer's mistake of the law provide the individualized reasonable suspicion that the Fourth Amendment requires to justify a stop? Yes, it does. Do you understand that? So does a police officer's mistake of the law, can they make a mistake and still provide reasonable suspicion? But this sentence is an oxymoron because the Fourth Amendment does not require reasonable suspicion. It requires probable cause. Terry versus Ohio is written into the constitutional question. That's crazy. That's crazy. So yes, they can make a mistake. The court held that the search or seizure is reasonable under the Fourth Amendment when an officer has made a reasonable factual or legal mistake, because the Fourth Amendment's jurisprudence turns to the question of reasonableness. No, it doesn't. The Fourth Amendment never did. The unelected Supreme Court did in 1968. It's not a question of reasonableness. Probable cause is the reasonable. Governing officials have traditionally been allowed leeway to enforce laws for the community protection as long as the mistake or fact of law in question was reasonable. The Fourth Amendment does not hold such mistakes to be incompatible with the concept of reasonable suspicion. However, the court also held that those mistakes must be objectively reasonable. An officer cannot gain the benefit of the Fourth Amendment reasonableness through a sloppy or incomplete knowledge of the law. Well, isn't that exactly what this case was? The law in North Carolina clearly states that you can have 1 taillight. So then wouldn't this be the definition? AMG Stealth gifted 20 memberships. Thank you, AMG. I appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you. So you can't get it through sloppy or incomplete knowledge of the law, but isn't the idea that if you don't know the law of North Carolina and you're a law enforcer there? In her concurring opinion, the liberal justice, who's supposed to be on the side of freedom and liberty, emphasized that the majority opinion was limited to when the mistake of law is in question is an objectively reasonable one. Elena Kagan also wrote that the test to determine whether an officer made an objectively reasonable mistake is much more stringent than one to determine whether a government official is entitled to qualified immunity. Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg joined in the concurring opinion. Justice Sonia Sotomayor wrote a dissenting opinion. And just so you guys know, I hate to tell you this, but it is 100% the truth. Justice Sonia Sotomayor, who said wacky things over COVID, is right now my number 1 favorite Supreme Court justice on the Supreme Court. She is literally fighting the dissent battle for our rights. Most of the decisions being made by the Supreme Court in the last 3 years have worked against us and worked for the government. So Sonia Sotomayor has been writing dissenting opinions on all of these horrible decisions that the majority of BlackRock-funded Supreme Court justices are doing. They are the Chamber of Commerce. That's what John Roberts is. They work for the big tech industries, for the big oil industries, for BlackRock. They work for Core Civic. They work for the Geo Group. They work against us. And Sonia Sotomayor, individually, since 2009, has been fighting the good fight for us ever since. And she really has been. If you don't know, then go to SCOTUS blog and read SCOTUS blog. She's fighting the fight for us. in which she argued the Fourth Amendment's jurisprudence had traditionally focused on the actual factual conclusions rather than understanding of the law. Expanding leeway allowed to police officers with respect to their factual assessment to the meanings of the laws they are meant to enforce runs the risk of eroding Fourth Amendment protection. In the absence of any evidence that holding police officers to this standard would prevent effective enforcement of the law, mistakes of law should not be considered reasonable under the Fourth Amendment. Mistakes of law should not be considered reasonable under the Fourth Amendment. There it is. Sonia Mayor is literally
on January 8, 2024, an officer conducted.
This isn't to this car.
Yes, it is. I got SR22.
Yeah, but that's not.
It don't matter. I got SR22. Go right your bitch ass
Keep the car off.
What's your badge number?
Keep the car off. Don't move the car.
What's your badge number?
That's a lawful order, by the way. Don't move the car.
Okay, what's your badge number?
It'll be on the ticket. It will be. Nice and big for you. Stay in the car, man.
You said what?
Stay in the car.
And look at the level of ridiculous authoritarianism we have come to. Why don't here's a great idea for any entrepreneur out there. Design a locking wristband that has an Apple AirTag on it for digital detainment. There it is right there. An Apple AirTag on a locking wristband where you put it on someone's wrist and they can't get it off. Imagine that. Imagine that. Then you don't have to run around trying to control everybody's motion. You can't get out of the car. Why is that? You look at this guy. He's not in shape enough to run away. He's going to make it 100 yards before he gasses out.
What are you doing?
I'm writing you tickets. You're
For
staying
what?
in the
What
car.
are you writing me tickets for?
I'll explain to you when I give them to you. Get in the car.
Get my license.
Get in the car. You're about to be arrested.
I'm about to be arrested for what?
Obstructing, and I'm going to tow your car.
For what?
You're disobeying a lawful order. Stay in the car.
Bro, I'm not disobeying shit.
Did I just give you a lawful order?
You ain't give me a lawful shit.
Stay in the car.
Hold on. Let me hold on.
Sure.
Hold on.
What can I do for you? You're prolonging the traffic stop because while I'm out here talking with you, I can't write the ticket.
Hurry the fuck up and write my ticket so I can go.
Then stay in
my
the car.
car finna overheat. Let me the fuck go. Hurry up.
Then stay in the car.
Uh-oh. You got other piggies on the scene. That means it's going to escalate. It's going to escalate. Put a 1 in the chat if you think it's going to escalate because there's other pigs on the scene. I mean, he had to deal with this guy and deal with him man to man and have to put up with a little bit of his gruff. But now that there's other coppers on the scene, what do you think's going to happen next? What do you think's going to happen next?
This punk ass don't got shit going on. Hurry the fuck up.
He's a little upset.
Yeah, it's all right.
So I've already told him don't move his car. If he moves his car, he's being arrested because he was trying to tell them to move and back his car up. I told him if he gets out of his car again, he's being arrested because I've already given him a lawful order to stay inside the car. He's getting more angry because I'm not. So he probably would have taken off on me if his car wasn't overheating.
All of his windows tinted?
Oh, very much so. Got no plates.
Oh, his car tinted, his windows are tinted. Oh, yeah, we got him on that.
On the car either.
Second.
He's got no plates on the car.
Oh, really? Did you get a VIN?
I haven't had a chance. If you guys want to go up there and grab one for me, I'd appreciate it.
We'd love to go harass him. Did you get a VIN number? We'd love to harass him.
Hey, sir. Do you have any registration for the vehicle?
You said what?
Do you have any registration for the vehicle?
I just bought it the other day. He already know that.
Okay. Can you unblock your VIN?
Okay, you can see that. You see that dead ass frog right there? Can I unblock the dead ass frog?
You can move it if you want.
I can't move that.
Okay, can you open your door so I can see the VIN on the door?
Go ahead. That's all you finna see is my VIN.
Is it on this side or
no?
Is
It's right there. It's right there.
Oh, look at that. Perfect. Central 312 VIN. 1 George Rob. We might have to get that again because the dispatcher doesn't always hear everything.
Okay.
Oh, you mean you can't take a picture with your phone?
What state did you purchase it from?
Indiana.
Indiana? Okay. Let me make sure that they get it.
Central 312. You try that at Indiana. If it doesn't come back, we'll meet all 50.
All right, we'll come back up to you in a minute.
The 10th felony.
He was on the phone with somebody.
The 10th felony.
Telling him where he was at, so
okay.
Someone else might be showing up. I don't know.
He was talking to his girlfriend, a-hole, and you know he was talking to his girlfriend.
21 getting back on Indiana, down Rochester for Brown, Aurora.
1014, send that to the weapons box.
A tan Aurora? Yeah, what do you know?
Now, I'm showing this to you guys for a very specific reason. AMG Stealth just handing out memberships. If you guys didn't get a membership, I don't know how it works, but thanks, AMG Stealth. I appreciate it. AMG Stealth is one of those people who supported me when I was in the dungeon. We talked on the phone a couple times. Really, really helped me a lot. So my gratitude and thanks to you, AMG. I appreciate everything you did for me when I was in the dungeon. I'm showing this video to you guys because I want to show you what happens in the end of this. It's only a minute or two away. I want to show you what happens here and how much we've lost the idea that liberty, America is founding on the idea of liberty. The entire reason why the Declaration of Independence 1776 exists is because we wanted to be independent and have liberty. We didn't have all these people in jails and prisons. That didn't happen until we freed blacks after Brown versus Board of Education in 1954. But that didn't free blacks in 1954. Blacks weren't free until about 1968, 1970. Then, by the time black people were actually freed in America, we then created Terry versus Ohio for officer safety. Never needed anything for officer safety until blacks were freed. And now we have a gigantic prison industrial complex. And again, that was intended for black people. Whether I like it or not, I'm pretty conservative, as you know. So not everything is racist. Unfortunately, the policing system, the jailing system, and the court system was based and created on racism. We wouldn't have this gigantic court system if it wasn't for all the trials for all the black people. And that's just a simple fact. But I want to show you why I'm showing you this video.
Vehicle,
820. Sir, stop the vehicle!
Abandoned vehicle.
There it is right there. Okay, so watch.
20 abandoned vehicle,
820. Sir, stop the vehicle!
Abandoned
He does stop the vehicle. He's backing into the gas pump.
vehicle.
He already said his car was overheating. Watch.
Sir, stop the vehicle!
His car's overheating. He's not going anywhere.
Step out! Step out of the vehicle!
He's going to put some gas in the car while he's at the gas station.
Sir! Hang on, ma'am. You're under arrest. Step out of the vehicle, sir.
You're under...
Step out of the vehicle. Put your hands on top of your head.
He's under arrest. And they're going to arrest him. He's under arrest. He's under arrest for what? For moving the car 15 feet. We're going to snatch your liberty and put you in a cage, impound your car, and steal any money you have. That's a pretty low-level car that he just bought. That's a $5,000, $10,000 car that he bought at the most. It's overheating, and he just bought it. So he doesn't have a lot of money. So impounding the car could cost him the entire value of the money he just spent on the car. And what was his crime? His crime was that he moved his car 10 feet. That's the crime? That's the arrestable offense? That's what he should go to jail for?
I'm not going nowhere. I'm just going right here.
Nope. I told you not to move the car, and I told you not to get out of the car.
And you wonder... Okay. I understand yesterday's broadcast. I called these guys dirty jackboot thug pigs. Okay. So I get it. It doesn't always have to be that way. These are human beings treating another human being this way, right? What do we call those people who do that? What do we call those people who do what these guys are doing to this man here? What do we call them? They're pigs. You're arresting this guy who moved a car 15 feet. I told you not to, and it's a Simon Says for Adults game. Remember the Simon Says freeze. Okay, Simon says go. Simon says stop. Simon says freeze. Simon says stop. And then you're trying to get to the person to tag them so you can become Simon and play Simon Says. This dirty jackboot thug pig, listen to what he says. I told you not to move the car.
You're under arrest. Step out of the vehicle, sir.
Under arrest for what?
Step out of the vehicle. Put your hands on top of your head.
I'm not going nowhere. I'm just going right here.
Nope. I told you not to move the car, and I told you not to get out of the car. And you did all.
And look at these beta males. You cops, so many of the jail guards said to me, why do you got to talk so disrespectfully about cops? Look, take a look. You moved the car when I said you did get out of the car and say, I'm just getting gas, but you moved the car. And so that's a reason why we have to arrest you and impound your car. It's the height of a police state, prison state, death state. It's the height of it. When you can't move a car because you're violating how's that a lawful command? He's in a gas station parking lot. How's it unlawful to move his car 15 feet? He didn't punch it. And they wonder why people hate them.
All of those things.
Bro, what are you talking about, bro?
Tatiana,
where's you at?
Everything I just told.
Once again, he's screaming to his girlfriend, Tatiana.
I told you multiple
You ain't
times.
that, bro.
Good
I'm
thing
not going nowhere.
We're going to save your battery here, okay?
No, turn my phone off.
Let's get
For our safety and yours, we got to shut it off.
Oh, for our safety and yours, we have to turn. Now your phone has to be turned off? Did he just say the same thing that you say about the torture cuffs? For our safety and yours, we have to turn your phone off. They're getting rid of the record where someone else can hear what's happening to you.
All right.
Thank you.
Come on, let's go this way. I'm not sure why you wanted to escalate this
What are
situation.
you talking about? I'm not escalating nothing.
Sure, you're the only one out here.
What I'm doing.
You're the only one out here screaming, sir. The key.
You're the only one out there putting chains on people and dragging them off to a dungeon for doing basic human things like moving your car 15 feet. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're the one doing horrible things to another person. He's upset that you're bothering him for windows tinted, for not having a license plate.
You still in the car, sir?
They on my hood.
They're on your hood?
Yeah. So what are you doing? Don't put me in that car. What are you doing?
Well, you're under arrest and we're
I'm
towing
under
your car.
arrest for what?
Disobeying a lawful order. The thing I told you you're going to be arrested for if you move the car.
You're under arrest and we're towing your car. And this is not a despotic system. This isn't a system of despotism. This isn't the rule of law applied in a cruel and inhumanely way. When you hear the word despotic or despotism, what that means is laws being applied in a cruel or inhumane way. So him telling him you can't move the car when I pull you over, some judge may consider that a lawful order. The rest of us, if you're not trying to run away, then you're staying within the law. And now they're going to arrest him and put him in a dungeon and tow his car away. But what danger to society is he? Zero. He's not a danger to society at all. Let's go TVO just said it. But don't call them pigs. Look at what the pigs are doing. You're going to arrest a guy for moving his car and yelling at you. And you're going to justify it by saying, I told you not to move your car. You're a piece of shit, dude. You are a piece of shit. You're a giant piece of shit. And the reason why I'm so popular is because I say the hard part out loud. I say the truth part out loud. You're a piece of shit pig. That's what you are. Oh, well, we can't have people just moving their car when I tell them not to move. He didn't flee. He backed up to the gas pump and got out. Does that annoy you? Okay, fine. It annoys you. Should the man be put in chains, his car be impounded, and him taken to the dungeon? Absolutely not. But don't call them pigs. But don't call them pigs. They don't want to be called piggies. They don't like it. Why you gotta call them pigs, Chille? You're looking at the reason why I call them pigs. You're seeing it yourself right here.
Car, you stepped out of the car.
I just put the car back up.
Which I told you not to do.
Now listen to this cop splaining garbage.
I'm not sure why you wanted to escalate this
What are
situation.
you talking about? I'm not escalating nothing.
Sure, you're the only one out here.
What I'm doing.
You're the only one out.
Then he just said, I'm not sure why you wanted to escalate the situation. That's what he just said. He's not sure why you. I'm not sure why you wanted to escalate the situation by pulling your car into a gas pump. That escalated it for you? Maybe you have a problem hard on. Maybe you're the douchebag. Maybe, just maybe. Maybe you are the problem. He didn't escalate anything. He backed his car into a gas pump. He was at a gas station. And now listen to the lies and the pig-splaining.
Out here screaming, sir. The keys still in the car, sir?
They on my hood.
They're in your hood?
Yeah. So what are you doing? Don't put me in that car. What are you doing?
Well, you're under arrest and we're towing your car.
For what?
Disobeying a lawful order. The thing I told you you're going to be arrested for if you move the car, you stepped out of the car.
I just put the car back up.
Which I told you not to do.
Let me talk to you.
No,
Stop. I'm going to talk to you.
Well,
let me talk to you.
You can talk sitting down.
Okay, let me talk to you.
Sure.
Let me talk to you. 345. Let me talk to you.
Absolutely. What's up?
Okay, stop. Go move.
No. He's going to buck you in. I'm not going to close the door, though.
This is policy. Just let me talk to you.
Sure.
Come here.
I'm right here.
Okay, come here.
I'm right here, man.
All
What's
right,
up?
come here. Stop. Come here. Just come here.
I'm right here.
Just come here.
I'm right here.
No.
You and I can talk.
Okay, can we
My
talk?
body
No.
cam is
all right.
right here.
Listen, I have to go get my kids from school. Can you please just write my ticket so I can go home,
Okay.
please?
We are well past that.
We not past nothing.
Oh yeah, we are. You've done nothing but scream and yell at me this entire time.
No, we're way past what? Hold on a second. I want you to pick up on something here.
Okay, please just
body cam is
all right.
Right here.
Listen, I have to go get.
Okay, so now he explains to him, we're two men with egos. You're harassing me over nonsense you could just give me a ticket for. Give me a ticket and let me go home.
My kids from school.
He's got to go get his kids from school.
Can you please just write my ticket so I can go home?
Okay.
Right, because he hasn't threatened to hurt anybody. He hasn't tried to hurt anybody. He's no danger to himself or society. Listen to what the pig says.
Please.
We are well past that.
We're well past that. When I become mayor of LA or governor of California, when I'm in charge, that phrase, we're past that now, will be banned. We're not past that now. You've lost your patience. You're past that now. This is a free American. This guy's a free American in the United States. Your patience is gone. We're not past any point of no return. He hasn't smacked a kid in the face. He hasn't shot a dog. He hasn't attempted to run anybody over with his car. We're past your emotional state of being in a sane way. We're past your perspective of you having absolute dominion over another person. He moved his car when you told him, don't move your car. Then he moved the car 10 feet. That's it. Impound your car, arrest you, take you to the dungeon, and steal your money. That's what you're seeing here. We're past that now means that I've lost my emotional platform. I've lost my emotional base. We're past that now. I can no longer go back because I'm so worked up emotionally. He says, write me a ticket and let me go home, which is what should happen here. But we've allowed these pigs to have absolute control over us. We've allowed the Supreme Court to be unelected. We have given the power to impeach Supreme Court justices to the Senate. We haven't changed that. That has to be changed. You and I have to have, by the voting pool, be able to impeach Supreme Court justices. Do you know how many presidents have been impeached in the United States? A successful impeachment? 0. Do you know how many Supreme Court personnel, Supreme Court justices have been impeached? One. Salmon Chase, Supreme Court justice from 1796 to 1811. He was impeached. The impeachment failed. We keep on giving all of our power to government agencies saying, hey, help us, when we should have all the power. This guy should not be going to jail. Is he an asshole? Maybe. He might be an asshole. Is the cop an asshole? Certainly. He's certainly an asshole. But he should not be being drug off, his car impounded, his life turned upside down. The well-being of his children is not up for discussion. We're past that now. But don't call them pigs.
Not past nothing. Oh yeah, we are. You so I can go home, please. We are well past that. We not past nothing. Oh yeah,
exactly. We're not past anything.
You've done nothing but scream and yell.
Okay, scream and yell, but how is that a danger to society or a danger to yourself, a danger to your children, or a danger to me? None of those things. You screamed at me, you haven't appreciated me, but that doesn't make you a danger.
Entire time. Okay. All right, stop. I gave you multiple commands not to do things that you kept doing. Just stop. I warned you multiple times.
Just stop, he's saying. Just stop. It's gotten out of hand.
Man, stop. 345. Can you please? Are you a sergeant? I am not. You are not. No. Can you please just write my ticket so I can go, please? Yeah, I'll write him at the station. Watch your. No, stop.
Rashawn was hit with a misdemeanor count of obstructing an officer, as well as citations for driving without insurance, no valid registration, no front or rear license plates, illegal tints, and illegal headlights.
I mean, and I watch these cop sucking channels like this one, like just, I don't know if Blue watches a cop sucking channel or not, but it's just disgusting. It's just disgusting. It really, truly is just disgusting. Claudette, thank you. Appreciate the super chat. Thanks. I appreciate it. KT is here. What's going on, my friend? Jim is in the room. What is going on? Good to see you, my friend. I always recognize you by your symbol. You changed your name a few times. I've seen you a few times. April's been here. What's the matter you? What's the matter you? Except the problem is people who should know better believe courts can create laws or change the Constitution. They can't. It's a bamboozle. 100%. Yeah, you were screaming and yelling, he said. That says change it all. Put in the comment section for me, OTVO, overturn Terry versus Ohio. Put it in the comment section for me. Put it in the comment section. Like, just Derek is here. Soy Leal is here. What is going on, Soy Leal? Good to see you, my friend. Oh, it's Hell Tantrum Bull just said it. These lunatics really love abusing the power that we bestow upon them. There was no reason to arrest this guy. Was he difficult? Sure he was. But there's no reason to arrest this man. There was absolutely no reason to arrest him and impound his car. That's just the way it is. What's going on, Duwad? How you doing? Nice to see you. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Lezo TVO, thank you for coming, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot. Always love to see you guys. Bree, always nice to see you. Paul, good to see you. We have to change it with the legislation that you can only be arrested. You can only be arrested if you're a danger to yourself, a danger to society, a danger to others, a danger to animals, a danger to private property even. If you're going to sit there and destroy someone's home with a sledgehammer, then you could be incarcerated. But it has to change. The idea that everything is arrestable has to be overturned. That would be the 2001 case of Atwater versus City of Lago Vista. Here's the case of Atwater versus City of Lago Vista. This case has to be overturned. And so it's a 2001 case right here out of Texas, Atwater versus City of Lago Vista. Can you imagine that the most authoritarian law comes out of Texas? Does the Fourth Amendment protect you from, does the Fourth Amendment, either by incorporation of common law restrictions or on misdemeanor arrest or otherwise limit a police officer's, does the Fourth Amendment, either by incorporating common law restrictions on misdemeanor arrest or otherwise, limit a police officer's authority to arrest without warrant for minor criminal offenses? And this is Atwater, 5-4 decision. No, it does not. And who did that to us? Conservatives. The conservatives on the right. See the people on the right? They did this to us. That's who does it to us every time. And people say to me, oh, Chille, you're this, you're that. Yeah, I'm more Democrat and more liberal than I am conservative or Republican by far, because I know the history of law. The conservative Supreme Court personnel always fuck us. Do you understand that? We're like a whore, and they just anytime they want. And it's always conservative Supreme Court justices. Always. And right now we have a 6-3 supermajority on the Supreme Court. They're not going to die for 40 years. They're going to be in power for 4 presidents, at least maybe 5. It's always conservatives who screw us. Always. Always. Unless it's gun rights, and they always screw us. In a 5-4 decision, David Souter put on the Supreme Court in 2009 by George H. Bush, if an officer has probable cause to believe that an individual has committed even a very minor criminal offense in his presence, he may, without violating the Fourth Amendment, arrest the offender. It's right there. That has to be overturned right there. That's what has to happen. We can't have that on the books. We can't have that. Got you, 3D. Thank you. I'll check it. This 5-4 decision of Atwater versus City of Lago Vista, this cannot remain on the books. This has to be overturned. This has to be overturned. It has to be. Or nothing's going to happen. Or nothing's going to happen. If an officer, probable cause to believe, there's another thing that we never, ever, that's not a part of our Constitution. Probable cause supported by oath or affirmation of the victim, not probable cause to believe. It's made up garbage. It's made up garbage created by the Supreme Court. I'm going to read off a bunch of things tomorrow. Holy shit. Wow. Thank you, 3DG. 3DG just donated $500 just now. Amazing. 3DG just donated $500 for the lawsuit against Zimmerman, against Batolo, and against Bork. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, dude. We don't stop. We're not going to stop. We're not going to stop. I'm going to take all of this money right here. So far, there's 900, and there's Chevy bucks in there a little bit. There's Chevy bucks in there, $916.73. And every dime of that is going to go into the GoFundMe. And then I'll create the great big pool. And then when I draw it out, I'll put it on camera. Ha ha ha. Listen, we're going to have, and so Atwater versus City of Lago Vista has got to be overturned if we're going to have any kind of effect on anything. Overturn Terry versus Ohio is in the room. So listen, I'm being dead serious because it's 9:30 now on the West Coast here, and I've got to shut down and stop working and go enjoy life, because otherwise I'll die at 62. It's just the way it is. If you don't slow down and enjoy life, sometimes you're going to die young. And I learned that by researching all the Supreme Court justices. I read this book when I was in the dungeon. Supreme Court justices. I read this book. I read every single page of this book. There was no part of this book that I didn't study. I mean, I went through every single bit of understanding and learning the Supreme Court justices and what they did and how they did it and why they did it. I mean, I went through amazing detail. Like, you guys can pick a year. You can pick any year you want. I can tell you who the Supreme Court justice was, how they got put in office, who they campaigned for. Like, I really, really studied hard. It's just, and look, I'm not trying to start a conservative versus liberal battle here. I would identify myself as a classical liberal. The classic liberal says, I may not agree with the word you say, but I'll die for your right to be able to say it. A classic liberal was pro Second Amendment all the way, which is what I am. I just know that if I run in California, I will have to run as a Democrat, or you just can't win unless you're in Orange County. And I don't live in Orange County. I live in Los Angeles. So it's just, 3DG, thanks for your donation. I really appreciate it. It's just, I'm a moderate liberal. It's hard to even identify with today's liberals where, with the definite, I don't know, because I believe a man is a man and a woman is a woman, but I fully support my trans brothers and sisters. I don't understand it. But at the same time, I have trans people in my family who completely believe that they're the other gender. They're not lying to me. I've known them my whole life. So I'm stuck in this really weird kind of space, But I can tell you this, conservative Supreme Court justices have screwed us since the very beginning. We wouldn't even have Social Security if George Sutherland had his way with James C. McReynolds, the Supreme Court justices who were stifling, and then Owen Roberts, who ended up switching sides to the liberal side of the Supreme Court because it was called the switch in time to save 9, because FDR was going to pack the court because you had the worst Supreme Court justices on there at the time. So, I could get lost. I don't want to get lost in a political rant or anything, but I'm going to run as a human being, and that's what I'm going to run as. And I promise you, we're going to change these things one step at a time, one brick at a time, one piece at a time. We're going to overcome these things. And that's all we can do. That's all we can do. Because I don't bash my conservative brothers and sisters or my liberal brothers and sisters, because we're all in it together. It's us versus them. You know that. If I have to run as a Democrat in LA, if I have to run as a Republican in Ohio, I'll run on that ticket, because you just don't win outside the two parties. I know this. I just did a deep dive 4-month study on it. You have to run inside the parties. It sucks, but that's how it is. Unless you want me not to win and not to get the legislation passed that says the only reason you can be arrested is if you're a danger to yourself, a danger to others, a danger to your children. Then you have to be arrested. But the idea for jail incarcerating people is for bad people who are dangerous. So I want to win. I want to win. I want to win. And I will win. And I won't stop until I do. I've been on for 3.5 hours. I better get the flock out of here. Mama Lion, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Scrubzilla, James, let's go. OTVO, Dreamwork makes a team work. That's right. What the puck? Melania, good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Billy, thanks for coming, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. First Amendment, good to see you. Soy Leo, good to see you. Jim, nice to see you. All right, I'm going to get the flock out of here. I should be back on tomorrow morning. I'll let you guys know, but you'll check the thing. Chevy, what's going on, Chevy? Good to see you, brother. Chevy, of that money, Chevy's putting a couple $100 of that money on the PayPal. I'm taking the money, Chevy. I'm taking the money. AG3. I forget how to say the gentleman's username. And I am putting all that money in the GoFundMe because I really, really want to hold this judge accountable. That's what I want to do more than anything else. I want to hold her accountable. Amazing 3DG. Thank you for your donation. Listen, I want to hold the judge accountable. I want to go around the judicial immunity because she was so biased and so unprincipled. I want to hold her accountable more than I want anything else. That's what I want. You know what I mean? So, all right, I'm going to get the flock out of here. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'll see you guys on the next one. Mikey B. Later, Gators.